listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. Our coverage of today's game will start soon. You're listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball.
Welcome to Bowie Baysox Baseball. It's time now for the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show.
It's the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show from the Diamond. We're getting set for the fifth in this six-game series between the Richmond Flying Squirrels and your Bowie Baysox. Matt Sabat is with you on a bit of an overcast day here in Richmond. It was much of the same for Bowie last night, their second consecutive one-run loss. As it was the night before, the Baysox went in a bit of a tailspin with runners in scoring position. They went hitless last night after only going 1 for 14 the night before, and the Baysox left 8 more runners on base last night after 13 the previous night. But it's not a panic button type of situation just yet. Hold the phone. I genuinely think that this is just a difference in experience level between Bowie's younger hitters and Richmond's older pitchers. The Flying Squirrels have always, historically, had an older staff, both pitching and hitting, and that's just what's led to the trouble for Baysox offense over these few games. There's not really been too much of an issue with Bowie's own pitching. I think that's something that might have gotten lost in the mix of it all because Bowie held Richmond to just 2 hits yesterday, and they only left 1 runner on base. That's how few times the Squirrels actually got on base. Meanwhile, though, you take the last 3 games total for Bowie, and the pitching staff has held Richmond to just 7 total runs. That's barely over 2 per game. The Baysox come in for game number 19 this season, a 9-9 record, a 2-game losing streak. They're 2.5 games back in the Southwest Division. That's 4th at the moment behind the Harrisburg Senators, who lead the league with a 12-7 mark. And the Baysox are 4-5 here on the road, 5-5 over their last 10 games. The Squirrels come into today for number 20 this season. It's an 11-8 record for them, a 2-game winning streak for Richmond, and 1 game back of the leading Senators. Richmond is tied for first. Technically, they're tied for second. Technically, they're in third at the moment because the Erie Seawolves did already play a game and win today, so Erie is only 1/2 game back, and Richmond is 1 full game back. But starting today, they're tied for second. Richmond is still only 5-5 over their last 10 after having a tough road series against Erie last week, I should say. But they are 7-3 here at the Diamond, including 3 of the 4 so far in this series. Bowie has to win the weekend to secure a series split, but they have been having a tough time with Richmond this season. Only 2-5 against the Squirrels so far. Your starting pitching matchup, Zach Peak will go for Bowie, while Matt Frisbee will go for the Squirrels. Peak, an 0-1 record, a 4.15 ERA. He did not see Richmond on opening weekend, so this is his first taste. Distance has been a bit of his problem, too, only going 5 innings in 1 of his 3 games started, and that was the first of the 3. But he's been working a good mix of contact and strikeouts, but you need to remember, the strikeouts were his bread and butter last year. He was second only to Grayson Rodriguez in the Orioles organization, so he does need to pick it up a little bit to catch up to his pacing from last year. He'll need to be a bit careful when it comes to attacking with those first pitch strikes, especially those first pitch fastballs to these Richmond hitters today. They've been known to attack them. And he might need to get a few more strikes swinging on that curveball other than trying to get the strikes looking on the outside edge. Rather switch that. He might need to get some more strikes looking on the edge of the zone instead of trying to induce the swinging strikes. That's what hit him hard in the Akron outing, is that Akron was just clean enough to lay off a lot of the curveballs too far outside. So if Peak nudges it a little bit closer to the zone, maybe he could pick up a good start today. Now for Matt Frisbee, an 0-1 record, a 3.18 ERA. The right-hander makes just his 3rd start of the season after not appearing in either of Richmond's first 2 series of the year against Bowie or Erie, or against Bowie or Altoona, I should say, their 2nd series of the year. Erie was their 3rd. Frisbee made 2 appearances against Erie, but he only got into the 3rd inning in each of his starts. And he's had troubles pretty much for almost a full year now after earning a promotion to AAA midway through, pretty much toward the start of 2021. In 11 outings with the AAA Sacramento Rivercats, he went 1-7 with a 7.64 ERA and was returned to Richmond that August. Bowie faced him twice last year, and after he returned, they walloped him. It was 10 hits and 5 runs over just 3 2/3 innings. So they might be able to make some noise again today as they try to get back into the win column. Again, your starting pitching matchup, Zach Peak versus Matt Frisbee. When we return here, though, on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, we talk with last night's starter, Antonio Velez, who pitched excellently. And while it was a tough luck loss for Velez, he tossed 5 innings and only gave up 1 hit while striking out 7. It was a good mix for him, and we get his thoughts on the outing next. You're listening to the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. This is Baysox Baseball.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Be sure to get to the ballpark on Friday, June 17th for a jam-packed night of promotions and fun at Prince George's Stadium. It all starts with fireworks presented by DCA Imaging Systems. It's our mother and son night out with special ticket packages available at baysoxshop.com. And most importantly, it's the Scouts BSA Campout. When you purchase a special ticket, you and your scout can camp out in the outfield at Prince George's Stadium after the game. It all happens on Friday, June 17th, so find out more and get your tickets now at baysox.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the DC area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Back in on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show, we're joined by Antonio Velez, lefty in the Baysox starting rotation, tossed 5 innings of one-hit ball last night. What was the best pitch working for you over yesterday's game?
I felt like the command of my fastball definitely helped out a lot. It just helped them stay off my off-speed better. Just felt good.
Obviously, it was a very big start for you last night. If we go back another week, though, you really went toe-to-toe dancing with that Daniel Espino. He was mowing through the Baysox offense, but you didn't really seem to have any issue with it. You were working in the other direction and pitching through contact. What was that like, going in, stepping to the mound, and then stepping off less than 5 minutes later when the inning was done?
Honestly, I just saw how he was going, and I wanted to compete. I wanted to keep my team in there, and just tried to stay toe-to-toe with him, and try to compete, like I said.
Again, here with Antonio Velez on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. This is still just your first full month as an Orioles farmhand. What has the transition kind of been like? Some of your first few impressions on the differences between development here and development in the Marlins organization where you used to be?
It's a different atmosphere, but I really enjoy it. I'm happy to be here. It's a great group of guys, very welcoming. Yeah, like I said, very happy to be here, ready to keep it going.
You spent 2021 mostly with Beloit, if I'm not mistaken. We were chatting a little bit about the age of the diamond. What was it like at that Beloit ballpark for a little bit?
It was interesting. It's not what you expected, but it builds character, I'd say. It makes you enjoy these ballparks a lot more.
Well, fortunately, they finally scrapped that one and built a new ballpark, too. Again, here with Antonio Velez, you pitched to a lot of ground ball contact the past couple of days, too, but you also still picked up 7 strikeouts yesterday. So how would you describe yourself? A good mix, or maybe more of a contact-heavy pitcher?
I'd say I'm more of a contact guy, and strikeouts just come when they come. I mean, I don't chase strikeouts unless I have to, but I'm trying to get you out in 2 pitches.
Yeah. Again, Antonio Velez, one thing I do want to ask, you get to a lineup second trip through. What's the mentality going through that? Are you focusing more on the scouting report that you brought up pregame, or are you leaning more on what you saw first trip through the order and what they might be sitting on for your second trip?
I'm going based off of how I feel, honestly. I'm just trying to adjust to these hitters as well. I'm going, like I said, I'm going off based off what I see. I mean, the scouting report helps, but it's in game, so anything happens.
Yeah. One last question as we get ready to wrap things up. I like to ask this. Well, I will say 2 more questions. If you had to give yourself a scouting report, you're an independent guy scouting yourself at a game, what would go down on the sheet there?
I would say commands the ball pretty well, makes pitches. Honestly, I have no idea.
Hey, command is a pretty good way to start it, and that's a very easy way to put it. And then the more fun question: these long road trips, we're all used to them at this point. You get back to the hotel, you get in bed to rest for the night, and you put on the laptop. What streaming program is up? What show comes on?
Man, that's a tough question. Honestly, I don't really watch too many shows. I'm on the phone with my girlfriend or with family.
That's nice, though.
I would say, man, that's a tough question.
We can follow up later on in the season.
For sure.
All right. Antonio Velez here. Thank you so much for the time, and good job again yesterday.
Thank you, sir.
We're back in just a bit here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
Back to the Diamond here on the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show. Matt Sabatis with you. As we're just getting to the umpires meeting now, we can take this opportunity to walk you through the starting lineups for both sides. A couple of big changes that we do want to talk about in depth. Not too many changes 1 through 9 for Richmond, but they do have some defensive shifts and a name added. But Bowie is the team that's really switching it up, and we'll talk about them right now. Leading it off at second base is Adam Hall. He's back in the leadoff slot for the first time since he missed a few games at the start of the Akron series. Jordan Westberg follows up. He's at shortstop. Gunnar Henderson is the DH, batting third. Hudson Haskin, he's in center field. Since Adam Hall is back leading off, Haskin can go back to his regular home in center. Cody Roberts is the catcher today. Joey Ortiz is at third base, batting sixth. J.D. Mundy is back in the lineup. I hear he'd been dealing with a little bit of that bug that was cruising its way through the Baysox bullpen and their dugout and, well, pretty much everywhere in the clubhouse. And it sidelined Adam Hall for a little bit, sidelined Hudson Haskin for a little bit, and it left J.D. Mundy out for a good portion of this series. He came in as a pinch hitter last night and recorded a single in a good return to the team. Shane Fontana is in left field today. He's batting eighth. And then Zach Watson is in right field. He's batting ninth. On the Richmond side of things, you've got Michael Gigliotti leading it off in center field, followed by Will Wilson, the shortstop, who's batting second. Sean Roby, league's leader in home runs, is at first base. He's batting third. Frankie Tostado, he has been crushing the Baysox. He had one of the only 2 hits last night for the Squirrels. He's batting .375 overall against Bowie with 4 runs driven in. But he has been striking out at a high mark. Only 23% of the time all season, but 32% of the time against Bowie. Left-hander is in left field today cleaning up. I mentioned it, Jacob Hayward is back in the lineup today for Richmond after taking yesterday off, but he is only batting .167 against the Baysox, and he's 0 for 10 in this series. .233 average this year for the right fielder. Tyler Fitzgerald is at third base. He's batting sixth. Shane Matheny, the designated hitter, bats seventh. Rob Emery is back behind the dish today. The Baysox stole another couple of bases against him last night. They picked up 3 more to tie a season's high, just as they had done the night before, too. So back-to-back games with 3 stolen bases for Bowie, one against Brandon Martirano and one against Rob Emery. Emery is back behind the plate for the Squirrels. And then rounding it out, Simon Whiteman. He was in the outfield yesterday, but he is at second base today. Once again, your pitching matchup, Zach Peak versus Matt Frisbee. Frisbee 0-1 on the year, a 3.18 ERA. Peak 0-1, a 4.15 ERA. With the time we've got left, let's take a quick cruise around the Eastern League, see how the rest of the circuit looks today and the Orioles organization as a whole. 1-day game already in the books. Binghamton still having a tough time this season. While they were able to take one earlier yesterday from Erie, they could only put 1 run on the board and gave up a 3 spot in the 7th inning. Chance Kirby tossed a very good game, working through 6 to earn the win. That starter for Erie is 2-0 on the year with an 0.53 ERA. Incredible stuff there. Erie wins that one 3-1. One game just getting underway. Harrisburg hosting Hartford. They're just getting started now with a 6 o'clock first pitch. And Harrisburg got a leadoff single, or Hartford rather, got a leadoff single from Isaac Collins. Steven Fuentes on the mound in that one. I think he's set to be the Thursday starter, if I'm remembering correctly, for the upcoming series between Bowie and Harrisburg at Prince George's Stadium this next week. But the Senators still lead the league with their 12-7 record, and they'll try to pick up another win. It would be their 2nd consecutive if they finish one off tonight against the Yard Goats. 3 other games yet to be played this evening in the circuit. Somerset hosting Portland and New Hampshire hosting Reading. Those are set at 6:35. And then Akron and Altoona, they're both 9 and 10 on the year. They'll get going at Canal Park at 7:05. We close up the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show here from the Diamond. When we return, we've got first pitch and all the play-by-play. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Fielder's Choice Flex Packs with the Bowie Baysox. The best value to see the best games at Prince George's Stadium. You could save up to 30% on your selected seat from day one and enjoy a number of exclusive member benefits, including flexible exchange options, discounts on suite rentals, special access to the Diamond View restaurant, and a free members collectible at your first home game of the year. Get your pack now by calling 301-464-4865 or heading online to baysox.com.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
It's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles. Coverage of the 2022 Bowie Baysox season is brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, DCA Imaging Systems, On the Green, Patient First, Royal Farms, Smile Doctors, and ZY Pyrotechnics. And now, live from the ballpark, it's time for Bowie Baysox Baseball.
We're ready to go from the Diamond for the fifth game in this six-game series between the Richmond Flying Squirrels and your Bowie Baysox. Matt Sabat is with you from Richmond, Virginia, and as Matt Frisbee warms on the mound for the Squirrels, the starting lineup for the Baysox that he'll face looks like this. Leading off at second base, you've got Adam Hall, followed by Jordan Westberg at shortstop, batting second. Gunnar Henderson, the DH, bats third. Hudson Haskin in center, bats fourth. Cody Roberts, the catcher, bats fifth. Joey Ortiz at third base, bats sixth. J.D. Mundy at first base, bats seventh. Shane Fontana in left field, bats eighth. And Zach Watson rounds out the lineup in right field, batting ninth. The Baysox are the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, managed by Kyle Moore, assisted by Brandon Becker and Josh Conway. Fundamentals coach Tim DeJohn, development coach Billy Facto, strength and conditioning Chandler Geller. Then you've also got Calvin Christensen as the video coordinator, and Will Kelly and Lindsey Birchfield as athletic trainers. The Baysox getting ready for game number 19 this season, sport a 9-9 record, a two-game losing streak. They're currently fourth in the Southwest Division, but only 2.5 games out of first. Once more, that lineup for Bowie: Hall, Westberg, Henderson, Haskin, Roberts, Ortiz, Mundy, Fontana, Watson, all to face Matt Frisbee on the mound. A splash of sunlight has just poked through the clouds as we initially sat with an overcast day here at the Diamond, but now there's plenty of blue just peppered through above. A 6:05 anticipated first pitch. We'll go a little bit later than that, but we're still settled in for a very, very good-looking day of baseball. Righty on righty as Hall digs in. Frisbee holds ball in glove chin high, winds high, and fires home. First pitch is a fastball called a strike on the lower outside corner, and it comes home at 6:06 p.m. on a 66-degree, partly cloudy day here in Richmond, Virginia. Adam Hall back into the leadoff slot, bats .340 this season and .825 OPS. 0-1 pitch, poked foul right side, count goes to 0-2. Hall has been excellent in the leadoff slot for Bowie this season. He gets on base nearly half the time thanks to a .471 average. His walks, though, aren't that high, especially when he steps to the plate to open an inning, only 5% of the time. Here's the 0-2. Slapped again, foul. This time a liner to the right side. Count stays. I think Hall might have cracked his bat a little bit there, so he has to recover a new piece of lumber from the dugout, and he'll step back into the batter's box. after getting a little bit of pine tar on it. I imagine that these little scenarios are a bit of a reprieve for batters right now under the rules of the new pitch clock, because obviously batters have had to either speed up or just curtail entirely their between pitch routine. Now, in situations like this, when you crack a bat, you go back to get it, they have to pause the pitch clock for that, of course. Then it loops back to the batter having to get back in. The 0-2 pitch from Frisbee. Fouled off again right side. Count holds. Hall stays alive. Already 4 pitches to start this one. He's usually a guy to go quick in a plate appearance, too. Only averages about 3.5 pitches per plate appearance. That is on the lower side for this Baysox lineup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went chasing on a curveball down, and Hall is down on strikes to start this evening. One gone. Let's introduce you to the starting defense for Richmond. From left to right in the outfield, Frankie Tostado, Michael Gigliotti, Jacob Hayward. Tyler Fitzgerald is at third base, Will Wilson at short, Simon Whiteman at second, and Sean Roby at first. Rob Emery catches behind the plate for Matt Frisbee on the mound. In steps Jordan Westberg, first pitch home, hanging breaking ball, tails down and away, and the count opens at 1-0. Matt Frisbee is a 6'5", 215-pound, 25-year-old right-hander from Chandler, North Carolina. Giants picked him up in the 15th round of the 2018 draft from UNC Greensboro. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball misses too far inside. Count goes to 2-0. So in the Giants organization, this is the closest he will get to his hometown and his home state. Furthest south team in the Eastern League, Richmond, and the only team on the East Coast in the Giants system, the 2-0. Curveball called for strike on the outer edge. It's 2-1. Frisbee comes into today's game just his third start. 5 2/3 innings of work this year with 2 earned runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Did not appear in either of the first 2 series of the year for the Squirrels. 2-1. Low and away. It bounces off the glove of the catcher Emery, and the count goes to 3-1. Westberg only batting .211 this season, an .804 OPS. 5 home runs, though, 13 runs driven in. Bases empty, 1 away here in the top of the first inning. A scoreless game as Bowie is trying to break a small 2-game losing skid. Here's the next pitch. Fastball hits the inside edge of the zone, and the count runs full here on Westberg. With a full count this year, he's 4 for 8. He's drawn 7 walks and only struck out once. Excellent patience from the young right-hander. Here's the payoff. In on the hands, popped up, shallow center field, running back on it, Whiteman. He's called off by the center fielder. They almost collide, but Gigliotti makes the play. Gigliotti saw it off bat, even with the sun in his direction. He daps up Simon Whiteman on the way back. No harm, no foul, and there's 2 gone. Umpiring crew for today's game, Kelvis Velez is at third base, Sean Cassidy is at first, and Jude Corey calls the balls and strikes behind home plate. In steps Gunnar Henderson for Bowie. Righty on lefty as the first pitch comes home, and it's bounced off the mound to the right side. Sliding attempt by Whiteman, but he can't get it. It's off his glove. That's a base hit for Gunnar Henderson. A needed one for him as it breaks a very short 2-game hitless skid, and the Baysox have a 2-out runner aboard with their first hit of the day. Bowie didn't get their first hit until the 3rd inning in yesterday's game. And Henderson has just been so good at getting on base, too, lately. An .868 OPS this year. Now here's Hudson Haskin back into his original home, cleaning up. First pitch. Inside, nearly clipped his hands. He flinched a little. 1-0 to start. Haskin, his average has definitely regressed down. It used to be hovering around 500 after the first week plus of the season. It's at a paltry 375 right now. Goodness. Here's the 1-0. Curveball misses too far inside, and the count goes to 2-0. Haskin's OPS at 1183. 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 13 runs driven in. While the power numbers have definitely dipped, much like Henderson, he's still getting on base and he's still driving in runs. Here's the 2-0. Fastball middle. Count goes to 2-1. We'll see if Henderson takes off. He's a perfect 6 for 6 this season with stolen bases, including 2 in the 5th inning yesterday. He stole 2nd, then 3rd on a single trip. Here's the 2-1. Inside. That almost took his helmet off. Haskin ducked out of the way, and the helmet just kind of fell back a little bit on his head. Wasn't tight enough. Count goes to 3-1. Remember, Hudson Haskin has 23, I think it is, career hit by pitches, including 3 this season and 2 in this series. Pickoff throw back to first. That one was close, but not in time. Henderson was picked off yesterday in the 8th inning after dancing a little bit too far off of the bag when Taylor Rashi was on the mound. Ruined a Bowie chance as they were trailing by 1. They had trailed by 1 pretty much the entire game after the middle of the second. Runner goes, pitch high for ball 4. Rob Emery behind home plate knew it was going to be a ball. As soon as it was released, he didn't even make a motion to second base. It's a 2-out walk, pushes a runner into scoring position here for Cody Roberts. Emery steps out from behind the dish to direct traffic a little bit on the middle infield. Simon Whiteman at second base is playing very close to the bag. Roberts digs in, a 300 average in 12 games this year, an 839 OPS. First and second, 2 away, top of the first. First pitch, swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball, just a bit high, and the count opens at 0-1. Roberts only 4 for 14 against Richmond this season. Didn't play in yesterday's game. He did come in, though, as a pinch runner with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He was left at first base, though. Didn't go anywhere. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, high fastball. Count quickly to 0-2. Joey Ortiz warming up in the on-deck circle for Bowie. The Baysox have made plenty of noise this season with 2 outs. There was an early stretch where they were one of the best teams outside of AAA. Not even one up, the best team outside of AAA in terms of runs driven in with 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch to Roberts. Misses up and away, just wide. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Both sides have started to learn to just pause a good beat with this umpiring crew on borderline pitches with 3 balls or 2 strikes on the scoreboard. Henderson dances. The 1-2 is slapped foul, right side, out of play. Up to the second deck here at the Diamond. Count holds. But it is already up to 21 pitches in this inning for Matt Frisbee. That's a little bit over his early average in pitches per inning. But do recall that he has only thrown 5 2/3 so far this year. 1-2 the count. First and second, 2 away. Pitch home to Roberts is down just a bit. Bounced off of the glove of Emery, but it was a hanging curve, so there was no real issue of it zipping by anywhere. Count evens at 2 on Roberts. 6 for 12 this season with runners in scoring position. He's been clutch. His only home run and all of his runs driven in. The 2-2 pitch. Flown out to right field, fairly deep, but no Jacob Hayward sees it. He initially took about 5 steps back on it, then took 3 in, and he brings it down. The inning is over after Bowie collects a couple of 2-out base runners, but they strand them both. That's been a recurring theme. We're on to the bottom of the first here at the Diamond. Bowie nothing, Richmond coming on up. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
We're on to the bottom of the first here in Richmond. The Baysox come up empty in the first half of the frame. They put 2 runners aboard with 2 outs, but can't bring any home. As Zach Peak warms on the mound for the Baysox, the starting lineup for the Squirrels that he'll face looks like this. Leading off in center field, you've got Michael Gigliotti, followed by Will Wilson at shortstop, batting second. Sean Roby is at first base. He bats third. Frankie Tostado in left field bats fourth. Jacob Hayward in right field bats 5th. Tyler Fitzgerald at third base bats 6th. Shane Matheny, the designated hitter, bats 7th. Rob Emery, the catcher, bats 8th. And Simon Whiteman is at second base for just his 8th game of the year. He's batting 9th. Flying Squirrels at the AA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants, managed by Dennis Pelfrey, assisted by Paul Esguerra, Danny Santon, and Gary Davenport. They're 11-8 on the season, riding a 2-game win streak and only 1 game out of first. Quickly again, that lineup: Gigliotti, Wilson, Roby, Tostado, Hayward, Fitzgerald, Matheny, Emery, Whiteman, all to face Zach Peak on the mound for Bowie. Gigliotti digs in, right-hander on left-hander to get it started this evening, as the first pitch is on its way home. Fastball hits the lower inside corner of the zone for a called strike. It's 0-1. Gigliotti back into the leadoff slot again today after taking a day off 2 days ago. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, that one just a bit too far inside. It draws a double clutch from Cody Roberts. He thought that was in the same spot and should have been called a strike. It runs the count even at 1. Gigliotti .250 this season, a .733 OPS. Next pitch is a swinging strike on the hanging curve. That's one of the best secondary pitches from Zach Peak that we'll see. And the count to 1-2. But Gigliotti is hitting .294 against the Baysox with his only home run. He's actually driven in all 5 of his runs this season against Bowie. Peak asks for time. He's granted it. He refoots the rubber quickly just after getting a new grip on the baseball. Shakes off Cody Roberts 2 times, now comes to terms. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Inside, nearly got the knee of Gigliotti. Count evens. Again, Bowie is riding back-to-back 1-run losses. They had started the season 2-0 in 1-run games. They're since 1-3. Here's the 2-2. Roped over towards second, ranging on it, picking it at the wrist as Adam Hall twirls and fires to first. It's in time. J.D. Mundy with the pick at the bag, and there's one gone. Starting defense for Bowie from left to right in the outfield, you've got Shane Fontana, Hudson Haskin, and Zach Watson. Joey Ortiz at third, Jordan Westberg at short, Adam Hall at second. J.D. Mundy is at first base, and Cody Roberts does the catching behind the plate for Zach Peak on the mound. In steps Will Wilson, right-hander. Peak kicks and deals the first pitch to him. Fastball misses up and away. Count starts out at 1-0. Zach Peak, a 6'3", 190-pound, 23-year-old right-hander. His birthday is a week from today. He's from Pineville, North Carolina. Next pitch misses away, and the count goes to 2-0. He was brought to the organization in 2019 as a part of a trade with the Los Angeles Angels. It also included Kyle Brnovich and a name you might recognize from Camden Yards a couple of days ago. The 2-0 pitch down and away to Wilson, 3-0. Kyle Bradish made his major league debut against the Boston Red Sox last night. Pitched excellently. Peak already behind on a 3-0 count to Wilson. Fires the next. Fastball lined left field, base hit. He had the green light on it and pulled it perfectly between the gap. And Wilson has continued to just beat it against Bowie this season. So strange. He's only .212 this year, but .318 against the Baysox. Here's Sean Roby. Already 2 home runs in this series, 3 total against Bowie. And 7 of his 8 have come at this ballpark. Runner at first, 1 away. First pitch, curveball, hangs up and in. Count opens at 1-0. Roby, a .263 average overall, but a .1079 OPS thanks to the 8 home runs. He only has 1 double. He struck out 26 times, walked 10. Here's the next. Fouled off, back to the screen. The ball bounces all the way back into the field of play toward the mound. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Again, a runner at first, 1 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Richmond has scored in the first inning in each of the last 2 games. And in 3 of the 4 in this series. The only one they didn't was the shutout win for Bowie. Here's the 1-1. Curveball fouled off again behind home. This one gets further out. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. After today's game, the 2 sides will play a finale tomorrow at 1:05 here at the Diamond. Pickoff throw back to first, no tag. For the Baysox, it's anticipated to be Garrett Stallings making his second start of the series. Same with left-hander Jake Dahlberg. rematch of game 1. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off right side again. Roby stays alive, and the count stays. I said it in the pregame show. One of the issues for Peak so far has been his distance. Averages about 15 pitches per inning pitched over his first 3 starts this year. He's worked 4 innings in 2 of them and 5 innings in only 1. Here's another 1-2. Swinging a high drive out to right, but not that deep. Zach Watson ranges to his left only about 10-15 feet and brings it down. Roby, a routine fly out to right, and there's 2 gone. In his first start of the season, it was the second game of the Binghamton series. Peak took the loss, but was the first Bowie pitcher to finish 5 total innings. He gave up 3 runs all earned in a 9-4 Bowie loss and used 68 pitches. But then 61 pitches for 4 innings against Akron the first time, 67 for 4 innings the second time. Here's the first pitch to left-hander Frankie Tostado. It's a swinging strike, high fastball, 0-1. Tostado has tormented Bowie in this series. 375 average overall against the Baysox this year, compared to just 328 overall in the season. He's been an excellent cleanup hitter. Only 1 home run, though. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball bounced slowly to first. Running in and scooping is J.D. Mundy on the infield grass. He turns heel and goes to step on the bag himself, 3 unassisted. So a 16-pitch inning for Zach Peak. He works scoreless. As we go to the second here at the Diamond, the Baysox and the Squirrels, 0-0. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Come celebrate Mother's Day with the Baysox on Sunday, May 8th as they take on the Washington Nationals affiliate, the Harrisburg Senators. Have a lovely afternoon with Mom at the ballpark and cap it off by having a catch in the outfield after the game. It's a 1:05 first pitch for Mother's Day at Prince George's Stadium, and special ticket packages are available but limited. So get yours now at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Care is around the corner at Patient First Urgent Care. That's open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. Every Patient First has on-site labs, x-rays, and prescription drugs. Patient First. The name fits. We're on to the second inning here at the Diamond, a scoreless game. Matt Frisbee back to work for Richmond. Matt Sabatis back to work for you here on the broadcast. And we've got a brief time call. Did something make its way onto the field of play? I think so. Something in right field, something from the mid-inning promotion. It just snuck its way out onto the warning track. They paused it, but we're good to go. Joey Ortiz leads off for Bowie. First pitch home from Matt Frisbee is a curveball that hangs into the zone top half for a called strike, 0-1. It's Ortiz, J.D. Mundy, then Shane Fontana due up in this half inning for Bowie. 23 pitches for Matt Frisbee in the first inning. Here's the 0-1. He reaches for that curveball and pokes it into right center field. It carries, but Michael Gigliotti has a good read on it. He reaches up over the shoulder and brings it in. And that's one quick out here in the second inning. Richmond in their alternate home black uniforms. RVA on the front side for Richmond, Virginia, with the flying squirrel logo plastered in the middle of it. The Baysox in their alternate road orange uniforms with a black sleeve and the black block Bowie on the front side. Here's J.D. Mundy. First start for him in about a week. First pitch. Misses down. Count starts out at 1-0. Mundy came in last night as a pinch hitter and executed flawlessly. Picked up a seeing eye single with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Was replaced for a pinch runner but was left stranded. Here's the 1-0. Flown foul, left side. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Mundy on the season overall, a .257 average, a .707 OPS with 3 doubles, a homer, 3 runs driven in. But this is his first start since the 21st. That was in the Akron series. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off again the other way. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes now. And I caught up with him around the batting cage because I hadn't seen him in a little bit. I just wanted to make sure he was okay. And he said, yeah, I'm fine. Just caught a little bit of that bug that had been cruising through the Baysox clubhouse. It caught a couple of starters, and fortunately didn't sideline too many for too long as the 1-2 misses down and in, a check, and they say he went. That was a close one, but the third base umpire, Kelvis Velez, did have a good angle on it, and Mundy does not argue. So it is a strikeout for Matt Frisbee, his second, and there's already 2 gone here in the second inning. I think it got at the little stomach bug got Adam Hall at one point. I'm pretty sure it got Hudson Haskin as well, but he wasn't down for too long, and then it got J.D. Mundy. I think it got Zach Watson, too. First pitch to Shane Fontana, misses down and in. It's called ball 1. Fontana, 194 average this season, a .730 OPS with a double, 2 homers, 6 runs driven in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Check swing, called a strike anyway, lower outside corner. The count evens. Fontana's numbers on the road have been a little lesser, too. Only 167 this season. But he has split his home runs down the middle. The 1-1 misses up and away. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Again, for Frisbee, the name of the game is going to be distance. And he's already off to a good start here in the second inning. The 2-1 pitch. Lined up the middle, past a ducking Frisbee into center field, a base hit. That's a close one. Fortunately, it wasn't a screamer, but it was well struck. Fontana, however, breaks his 2-game hitless skid, and he's aboard with a 2-out single. Second consecutive inning that the Baysox have gotten a 2-out base hit. And they got the 2-out infield single from Gunnar Henderson in the first inning. He went to second base on a walk. And now they get a hit from Shane Fontana. And the number 9 batter, Zach Watson, will try to make some noise here. Scoreless game here in the Diamond, as Watson is riding a 172 average this season, a 470 OPS. First pitch, swing and a miss, chases the high breaking ball. It's 0-1. Frisbee has 3 primary pitches, a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a split finger. And again, it's been just such a tough decline for Frisbee since 2019. Tell you why in a second. 0-1. Misses down, call it for ball 1. He was an organizational all-star for the Giants back in 2019, according to MILB.com. 2020, of course, canceled. In 2021, he started with Richmond, went up to Sacramento, the AAA squad, at the end of May, and struggled. 1-6 with a 7.64 ERA. Here's the 1-1. Check swing, high fastball. They appeal. He didn't go. So the count to 2 balls and a strike on Watson. Frisbee then returned to Richmond at the tail end of the season and got hit around a little bit more after he had come back down. And again, he started this season late and hasn't been able to go too far in any of his outings. Here's the 2-1. Fouled off, back to the screen on Watson, and the count evens. Runner at first, 2 away here in the top of the second inning. Baysox and Squirrels are scoreless. Frisbee already up to 37 pitches. This is a 14-pitch inning so far. So again, he's still a little bit ahead of what he had in the first, but it is already climbing. Here's the 2-2. In there, strike 3. Outer edge, Watson hangs in the box, asks for a little bit more confirmation on that one. Rests his chin on his shoulder as he walks away and finally departs. So a backwards K for Matt Frisbee, his 3rd overall strikeout. And as we go to the bottom of the third, or bottom of the second here at the Diamond, Bowie and Richmond are scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Baysox are back home for the first series in a 3-series May, starting Tuesday, May 3rd. They're playing 18 games that month, first against Harrisburg at 6:35. It's going to be a fun month. We're on to the bottom of the second here in Richmond. First pitch home from Zach Peak is a swing and a miss from Jacob Hayward. Got him with the hanging curveball to start, down and away. Hayward took yesterday off. He's 0 for 10 in this series, 233 on the year. Next pitch, bounced over to the right side. Hall shifts to his right, scoops it in at the knees, fires high to first, and J.D. Mundy was just able to corral it and tap on the bag. Fortunately, Hayward very slow out of the box, so the 4-3 putout comes without issue. This is one of the few times that we will not see the full complement of infielders that Bowie anticipates. That is the fortunate bit of Adam Hall's versatility, is that while he can usually play outfield, he can still play a serviceable second base. Here's Tyler Fitzgerald. First pitch called a strike, upper outside corner. It's 0-1. Fitzgerald only hitting 167 against Bowie this year, but that is better than his season's mark, 153. Next pitch, curveball, misses too far inside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Fitzgerald has a .566 OPS and 2 home runs, but he strikes out over 40% of the time. 1-1. Called a strike, upper outside corner. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. That's just an unsustainable pace, especially at this level. 43.5% of the time. The 1-2 misses high. Count evens at 2. He puts it into the air plenty as well. Only a .250 BABIP. Here's the 2-2. Curveball bounces too far down and away. Count fills. First full count that Zach Peak has given up so far today. He's only struck out 2 and walked 3 batters with a full count offering this season. Here's the payoff. Swinging a foul. Too far ahead of the curve. Peak is really using it a lot in this inning early. And the count stays. Fitzgerald with full counts this year, only 1 for 5, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. Here's another 3-2. It's popped up, shallow center. Hudson Haskin barely moves on it, maybe about 5-10 feet. Now takes a couple of shuffles to the left side again, and he makes the catch. So already the longest plate appearance of the day for any Squirrel. Goes 7 pitches and is a routine flyout. Here's Shane Matheny, one of 3 left-handers on the line for Richmond today. First pitch home. Taken inside a fastball. Count starts at 1-0. Matheny went 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. He had the previous game off. Next pitch home. Lined over towards second. Leaping grab on a bounce by Westberg. He fires to first. It takes a couple of hops, but it's in time. Great scoop by J.D. Mundy and an excellent 6-3 putout for the Baysox to finish this second inning. Zach Peak works a perfect frame thanks to some defensive help. And we go to the third, scoreless. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. but less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
On to the third inning here in Richmond, still a scoreless game as Bowie tries to break out of a two-game losing streak. Matt Sabatis with you as Matt Frisbee will get back to work on the mound. Already 38 pitches deep, though, after two scoreless innings with 2 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts. Picked up 2 of them last inning, including a strikeout looking of Zach Watson to end the frame. Top of the Bowie lineup here, Adam Hall will open it. First pitch home to the right-hander, bounces, no, call it a strike on the outer edge. Tough angle here from the press box to see where it kind of gets in front of home. Looked like that one might have bounced in, but it just broke enough. Here's the 0-1. Curveball line over to the left side, and a good hop by Will Wilson at short to pull it down. Soft liner there, and there's one gone to start the third. Very rare for Adam Hall, to be 0 for 2 to start the day. Have to go back and check, see how often that actually comes to pass. Because, again, he did miss a sizable chunk of the Akron series and then was batting cleanup for most of this series. Here's Jordan Westberg. First pitch misses down, 1-0. Westberg flew out to center field back in the first inning. Here's the next from Frisbee. Misses down and away. Count goes to 2-0. It is interesting for Frisbee, a starter, pretty much his entire career except for his rookie season in 2018. His next pitch flown foul, right side out of play. Count goes to 2-1. He works out of the stretch entirely. Even with the bases empty, does not wind at all. He only made 2 total relief appearances in 2021. Here's the next pitch. This one a Baltimore chop over toward short. Picked at the dirt by Will Wilson. He charges and fires to first in time. 2 excellent plays by Will Wilson over at the 6-hole. 1 in the air and 1 on the ground. So 2 away. Frisbee made 4 appearances out of the pen, 22 starts in 2019, but then 20 appearances all in relief in 2018. Here's Gunnar Henderson. First pitch, a swing and a miss from the left-hander. Count opens at 0-1. Henderson, not usually one to go chasing too often, but it worked for him in the first inning. Got the single on the first pitch he saw, so he tried it again there, but it didn't materialize. Next pitch misses down. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Trying to see, I don't see anywhere in these notes whether or not Frisbee was a reliever at UNC Greensboro. Here's the 1-1. Misses high. Count goes to 2-1. I'd imagine he was a starter. I'm not seeing anything that would indicate otherwise. It's just so interesting to me that the Giants would use him primarily as a reliever when they drafted him. Shift into a starting role, and all the while he still works out of the stretch. The 2-1. Misses down to Henderson. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Frisbee sets, holds at the chin, winds and deals the payoff to Henderson and misses up and away, ball 4. So Henderson draws yet another walk, his 20th this season. He's walking more than he strikes out. 24% of the time he draws the free pass, only 17% of the time he's sent back to the dugout. So another 2-out base runner for Bowie. They've got all 4 of their base runners with 2 outs today, but we're still scoreless here in the third with 2 outs. First pitch to Hudson Haskin, misses up and in. Count opens at 1-0. Yeah, I had a thought probably about 30 minutes ago. With the pitch clock so much more tight this season, for us broadcasters, should we pay attention to it like the shot clock in basketball? Pickoff throw back to first. Not in time as Henderson scampers back. We'll wait on the 1-0 pitch. Haskin drew a walk with 2 outs in the first inning. It was on a 3-1 offering. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike, outer edge. 1-1. 51 pitches for Frisbee already. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt. Smothered by Emery. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. That would be a fun additional wrinkle, I think, to calling a game, is saying, he comes set, there's only 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. Oh, the throw! No. It's a different game. There's not as much constant excitement in baseball as there is basketball. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Haskin watches a high called strike. Hits the corner as well, and the count evens at 2. Bowie and Richmond still scoreless. First time since Wednesday that the Squirrels did not score in the first inning. Here's the 2-2. Curveball lined over to left field, a base hit, rolls toward the corner. Henderson goes first to third. Does he get the green light home? He does. It's dug out by Tostado, sent to the infield. The throw comes late, and the Baysox take the lead. 2-out RBI double for Hudson Haskin, and Bowie has the early 1-0 advantage. Their first lead since the 10-0 win on Wednesday. Haskin's 5th double this season, his 14th RBI. And now Cody Roberts steps in with a runner in scoring position. Roberts flew out to right field his first time up. That ended the first inning. Here's the first pitch. Misses down. Count opens at 1-0. And Richmond has a right-hander up and moving in their bullpen. I said it, Frisbee was probably ticketed for around 3 innings the way he's been going to start the season. Here's the 1-0 to Roberts. Curveball, not framed well. The count goes to 2-0 as it comes in low. Emery tried, but the snap was just a little delayed. Roberts, 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position, 6 for 13 after flying out back in the first inning with runners at first and second. Chance to redeem himself here as the 2-0 is lifted high to shallow center. Michael Gigliotti is right there, barely moves, only about 2-3 steps in front. He brings it down after a long while and closes the inning, but the Baysox get on the board first. A 2-out RBI double for Hudson Haskin. His 5th double of the year sends us to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
It's a very special day at Prince George's Stadium on Saturday, June 18th that you don't want to miss. The Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration sponsored by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Fans that get to the game will have a chance to bid on game-worn Baysox jerseys, with all proceeds going to benefit the Clemente Foundation. Again, don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of Baysox history on Saturday, June 18th with the Roberto Clemente and Latin Baseball Celebration, and you can get your tickets now at baysox.com.
We move to the bottom of the third here in Richmond. Bowie now a 1-0 advantage. First time since the 10-0 win on Wednesday that they've led at any point in this game. Zach Peak back to work. First pitch to Rob Emery, lifted high to right field, but not deep enough. Zach Watson goes back to his right angle, I'd say about 10-15 feet. Makes the catch on one pitch, no issue there. And there's one gone. That's Emery's first plate appearance today. He was only batting .179 on the season. We'll see him again later in the game. And now in steps Simon Whiteman. Whiteman had a late start to the year, missed out, I think, on the first two series for the Squirrels, and has not been playing it too well since. He's only 1 for 18 total. First pitch to the right-hander. He squares, pulls back, and the pitch sails away. Count opens at 1-0. Whiteman has that very interesting stance that I described a bit yesterday. He holds the bat out almost in front of his chest, and as the pitch starts to come, he cocks it a lot further back than you normally see. Next pitch misses down and away. Count goes to 2-0. His elbows are still bent a little bit, but they're closer to straightened arms than just about any other stance that I see. The 2-0. High Baltimore chop over to third. A try by Joey Ortiz, but it's over his head. And that one trickles all the way toward the corner, headed to second base, and in safely as the ball still has a little bit of trouble getting into the hand of a Baysox outfielder. Finally, it's picked up on a just trickled double by Whiteman, his first of the season. He represents a tying run for Richmond here in the bottom of the third with one away. Yeah, there was nothing about that was a well-hit ball. He was just so far on top of the curveball from Zach Peak that he bounced it just high enough over Joey Ortiz. A perfect storm for Bowie defense right there. Goes back to the top of the lineup and Michael Gigliotti, who's 3 for 6 this year with runners in scoring position. First pitch home. Fastball misses down and in. 1-0 to start. Gigliotti grounded out to the second baseman back in the first inning. As Peak looks back, runner at second, delivers the next. That curveball hits the zone inner edge. Count evens at 1. First runner in scoring position for Richmond today. This would be a big opportunity for Zach Peak to pick up his first strikeout. Everything has been put in play this evening. No walks or strikeouts. 1-1 pitch to Gigliotti. Lined out toward deep right center field. This one is going to be a toughie for Hudson Haskin. He'll make the catch, but tagging from second and heading to third without any added issue. Simon Whiteman is in safe. And Gigliotti with a simple fly out to center. Tying run now 90 feet away for Will Wilson, who has the only other Richmond hit today, a single to left field in the first. But yeah, now 10 batters through the game. Every batter has either been on base or retired by a ball put in play. Peak splits the middle of the rubber and comes set out of the stretch. Fires the first to the right-hander Wilson. It's a curveball that bounces in. Cody Roberts knew it was coming and angled to his right side, took a knee to keep it in front of him. A good stop. Count starts at 1-0. Yeah, the game started with a ground out, then a single. Fly out, ground out, ground out. Fly out, ground out, fly out. The double, and then the fly out by Gigliotti. That's been the day. Here's the 1-0. Misses up and away the fastball, 2-0. Wilson only 3 for 14 this year with runners in scoring position, but 2 of those 3 hits have been home runs. He has struck out 5 times, though. Here's the next. Curveball inside. Did not break as much, and the count goes to 3-0. Baysox still ahead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First time they've led in a couple of days. Trying to make sure that they can maintain that lead. Zach Peak behind 3-0 to Wilson. Pitch. That curveball hits the top half. Count it for strike 1. But now a hitter's opportunity for the right-hander Wilson, who's been torching the Baysox this year. 318 average. And then you add on the single earlier today. 3-1 pitch. Curveball misses down and in for ball 4. Obviously, positives and negatives for that. Sets up the potential force at second base on something put up the middle by Sean Roby. Roby, despite leading the league with 8 home runs, does actually put it on the ground more often. And now we're going to have a very quick meeting with pitching coach Josh Conway. Hopefully Zach Peak is okay as they'll head out and have a chat. There's 3 different fireworks nights coming to Prince George's Stadium in the month of May. Every home Saturday, so that's Saturday, May 7th, you've got fireworks night, as well as the Read and Hit a Home Run reading night. The reading program put together by our promotions and marketing coordinator, Danny Fox. Prince George's in Montgomery County on Saturday, May 7th. The school districts in those 2 counties. It's all presented by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. And then 2 more fireworks nights on Saturday, May 21st, and then the following week on Saturday, May 28th. So Josh Conway is done, and now Peak is chatting specifically with home plate umpire Jude Corey. Doesn't look like there's any confusion or anything. I think Peak might have just been asking for clarification on something. I think they're saying that that counts as a step-off. Or at least that's the way that the home plate umpire was signaling. Here's the first pitch to Roby. Misses down off of Roberts over to the left side. The run scores. Curveball missed him. Wyman scores the tying run on a wild pitch. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. That one hurts. So now it's 1-0 on Roby. As Peak comes set. Next pitch. This is down and away this time. Roberts kept it in front of him. Count to 2-0. Peak has been falling behind, though, on plenty of these batters. Rob Emery went after the first pitch, flew out to right field, but since then, it's been a first pitch ball on each of the 4 batters since. That's what's led to this tough inning so far for Zach Peak. Runner at second, 2 away, the 2-0, lined out to right, but foul. Count to 2-1. "16 pitches in this inning for Peak. This next one will be the 17th, and that's the most in any of his 3 innings so far. The 2-1 to Roby. Runner goes from second to third. A curve is bobbled on the transfer by Roberts. No throw, and it's called a ball to Roby. Stolen base for Wilson is his first attempt this year, and it's successful. Roberts has nabbed only 3 of 9 potential steals this season. 3-1 to Roby. Curveball. That one hits the top half of the zone, and it runs the count full. Roby doesn't get here too often. 14 total plate appearances with a full count. 7 walks, 2 for 7 overall, 4 strikeouts. The payoff with 2 outs is swung on and missed for strike 3. Got him to chase the curveball down and away, and Peak minimizes the damage but does allow the game to be tied. A wild pitch after a double, and after 3 here at the Diamond, it's Bowie 1, Richmond 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates, with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Bowie has 2 day games coming up this next week at Prince George's Stadium. 12:05 on Wednesday and 11:05 on Thursday, part of their match with regional rival Harrisburg. AA affiliate of the Orioles and AA affiliate of the Nationals going toe-to-toe this next week at Prince George's Stadium. Get your tickets now. We go to the 4th inning here at the Diamond, a 1-1 ball game after Richmond scored on a double, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. Matt Frisbee is back to the mound for Richmond. He fires a first pitch fastball away to Joey Ortiz. It's 1-0 to start. Ortiz, J.D. Mundy, Shane Fontana due up, 6, 7, 8 in the line. Here's the 1-0. Ortiz watches a called strike outer half, count evens. Ortiz flew out to center field back in the 2nd inning. He led off that frame too. This next pitch is already number 60 from Matt Frisbee. On its way. Lined, shallow, left field, falling. Frankie Tostado, though, he closes the gap and makes the play. That one probably a little bit high on the bat. More of a little flare, can of corn, than a liner. But Ortiz is retired, and there's one gone here to start the 4th. Here's J.D. Mundy. Left-hander struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. First pitch home. Misses down. Count starts at 1-0. And glad to see Mundy is back in the lineup. Said he drove down after taking a couple of days to rest up in Bowie. Now he's back with the team and ready to contribute again as the 1-0 misses inside. Count goes to 2-0. It's only 3 for 14 against Richmond, though, this year. Had one of his hits last night in his only other plate appearance in this series. The rest of it was in opening weekend, the 2-0. Called a strike, lower outside corner, it's 2-1. Richmond had a right-hander up and warming in their bullpen in the last inning when Frisbee had given up a walk and an RBI double with 2 outs, and now they get that same right-hander up and moving. Here's the 2-1. Misses up and away, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Baysox and Squirrels tied at 1, each team plating their run in the 3rd as we sit here in the 4th. Frisbee works out of the stretch, third base side of the rubber, kicks and fires the next. Down low, ball 4. Mundy draws the walk, only his 2nd of the year. 3rd walk given up by Matt Frisbee so far today. And this is the first base runner for Bowie with fewer than 2 outs on the board. They got 2 base runners in the 1st with 2 outs, an infield single and a walk. They got a 2-out single from Shane Fontana in the 2nd. Fontana's up to bat now. And then a walk and an RBI double by Hudson Haskin in the 3rd. Here's the first pitch to Fontana. Misses high, the fastball from Frisbee. Count opens at 1-0. And Fontana needed that hit too, broke him out of a very short 2-game skid. His on-base percentage has been climbing steadily for Bowie. At this pace, he's looking better than he did last year. Next pitch. Misses inside, a flinch, but he got back in time. Count goes to 2-0. Yeah, 341 on-base percentage so far this year for Fontana, compared to just 338 last year. So it is just barely better, but it's a good start. And especially with the way it's been climbing, it can keep climbing higher. Here's the 2-0. Half swing, he went around. Pitch was called a strike anyway on the inner edge. 2-1. Again, Frisbee did not go this long in either of his 2 previous appearances. 2 2/3 innings in a losing effort against Erie on the 20th. And then 4 days later, next pitch, misses down and inside. Count goes to 3-1 on Fontana on that changeup. Then, let me correct, 5 days later, tossed 3 innings, gave up 3 hits and a run. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Roped out toward right center field and falling in for a base hit. Mundy rounds second. He's not going to stop. Goes to third as the throw comes in slow. Mundy slides, and he didn't really need to as they were trying for a play at second base, but Fontana didn't go there. He's content with the single, more concerned with the lead runner. Fontana's got a multi-hit game today. Already his 3rd this season, his 2nd of the 2-hit variety. And now the Baysox are cooking a little. Runners at the corners with only 1 out. But that might be the hook. Dennis Pelfrey is out of the dugout, the Richmond manager. I'm not sure he made the point. I think he did. So, yes, we will get the pitching change. Bowie threatening to retake the lead. They've got runners at the corners with 1 away. New pitcher stepping to the mound for Richmond. We'll tell you about him in just a second. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
Back to the diamond as we continue with the top of the 3rd inning, top of the 4th inning check. And Richmond is going to the bullpen already this evening. Blake Rivera steps to the mound, replacing Matt Frisbee. Matt Sabatis with you on the broadcast tonight as Bowie has runners at the corners with only 1 out, trying to break through a 1-1 tie. The line on Frisbee not yet final. He's responsible for both runners, but so far he tossed 3 1/3 innings, a season's high for him there. He gave up 4 hits. He struck out 3 and walked 3. He came into this game without walking anyone, and Bowie drew 3 against him. One of them stands at third base right now. But it makes way for Blake Rivera, his 2nd appearance of this series. A 6'4", 225-pound, 24-year-old right-hander from Smith's Station, Alabama. This is his 6th overall appearance. He sports a 1-1 record and a 6 ERA, 6 earned runs over 9 total innings, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. He faces Zach Watson. Here's the first pitch. Watson watches high, a fastball. It's 1-0 to start. Watson struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. I said it, it's the 2nd appearance in this series for Rivera. He came in Bowie's 10-0 win. Tossed an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs on 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Next pitch, slapped up the first base line, carrying toward the corner. Jacob Hayward running a long way, but it's just out of his reach. It touches down on the warning track. With how deep these outfields are, it makes sense that you're going to have to run a long way to try and catch some of those edge foul balls. The count goes to 1-2 on Watson, who's 5 for 16 this year, 3 runs driven in, with runners in scoring position. 6 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Corner infielders playing in. 1-1. Called a strike wide on the edge. Count to a ball and 2 strikes. Sean Roby is also holding Shane Fontana on base. Fontana has attempted 2 steals this year. And with how slow the arm of Rob Emery is behind home, a double steal could be on the table. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a slow bouncer foul, third base side. That one would have been a tough play with J.D. Mundy at third. He could have been caught in a quick rundown if it was a fair ball, but it wasn't. And we'll do it again. Wind pushing out to left field. That'd be good for Watson. The right-hander pulls it 62% of the time. The 1-2 pitch. In there, strike 3. That was a late called strike. Watson gripes about it a little bit after already departing the batting circle. Last time when he was called out on strikes in the second inning, he hovered in the box for a couple of seconds, voicing displeasure. And it goes back to the top of the lineup now with 2 outs. Here's Adam Hall. 0 for 2 day for him, first pitch. Off the mid of the catcher, runner goes to second, no throw. Fontana will easily cruise in. They'll call it a wild pitch. That one's a bit intriguing because it was on Emery's glove. I think they just checked it. Yeah, it's a pass ball. But it puts 2 into scoring position now. Again, Hall doesn't get too many of these opportunities, usually as the leadoff man. Here's the 1-0. Slow bouncer over to the left side. There might be no play. It's picked on the infield grass at third by Fitzgerald, and he rips it to first in time. What a stellar throw by Fitzgerald to end the Baysox threat. Bowie puts 2 more into scoring position, and they strand both of them. We go to the bottom of the 4th here at the Diamond. Bowie and Richmond are tied at 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Well, it may be on Sunday, May 29th, but get ready for the Baysox first Catter Day at Prince George's Stadium. Everyone's heard of Bark in the Park, but now you can bring your kitty out for a relaxing afternoon of ball. And if you get here early enough, you can pick up a free Baysox Catter Day t-shirt, courtesy of the City of Bowie. You can get your tickets now for the first ever Catter Day at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
Home half of the 4th inning here in Richmond. Bowie and Richmond tied at 1. Frankie Tostado, the batter, squares the bunt on the first pitch and punches it foul. That one probably about 10 feet to the left of third base by the time it gets there. But it was a good surprise to start. 0-1 to open here against Tostado, who grounded out to first base his last time up. Next pitch. Breaking ball, cut on and miss for strike 2. Zach Peak is back to work. He had a lengthy third inning, allowing Richmond to tie the game on a double, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. Through 18 pitches, he's up to 47 total. Here's the next to Tostado. Curveball served into shallow center and falling in for a base hit. A Texas leaguer there for Tostado, as he's got base hits now in every game in this series. Leadoff man aboard for the Squirrels for the first time today. They did it a couple of times yesterday. One time it burned Bowie. The other time they got a quick double play. Remember, only 2 base hits for Richmond yesterday. One of them a 2-run home run. That was all the damage. It came in the bottom of the first. Here's Jacob Hayward. First pitch. Misses in the dirt. Count starts at 1-0. Hayward on the season hits it in the air just about as often as he hits it on the ground, but he has hit into 3 double plays this year. That could be more on the pitchers he faces and how well they match up against him with runners on. Next pitch. Fastball zips in for a called strike on the inner edge. It's 1-1. Good bounce back, though, for Zach Peak. Remember, he had that string of 4 consecutive batters in the 3rd inning, opening with a first pitch ball. Got the first pitch strike to Tostado. Evens the count at 1-1 on Hayward, and now fires a called strike in the top half of the zone here. So the count to 1-2. Peak right back ahead. Again, wind whipping out to left field. Hayward, a right-hander, pulls it over half the time. The 1-2 pitch. In there, strike 3. Got him with the high fastball. Hayward watched all 3 of them in that same spot. Peak figured if it worked once, it might as well work again. And then when it worked again, he said, hey, let's go for 3. It pays off with his 2nd strikeout of the day, the first backwards. And there's 1 gone here in the 4th. Here's Tyler Fitzgerald. Flew out to center field back in the 2nd inning. First pitch, curveball, line left field, falling in, foul, just to the left of the line. Just a bit too far ahead of that one, Fitzgerald. He's another big candidate to pull the ball. But the count starts out at 0-1. So Adley Rutschman had another big double for Aberdeen earlier today. Ironbirds have tied up their game with Jersey Shore at 3. Nothing in 1 the count on Fitzgerald. Pitch home, fouled off back to the screen. It's 0-2. This game here in Richmond tied as well, but it's 1-1 as we sit in the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 hits for Bowie, 3 hits for the Squirrels. No errors for either side after there were a combined 3 yesterday, 2 just from Richmond's starting pitcher, Gray Fenter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and just a piece off of the mid of Roberts. Count holds on Fitzgerald. And again, this is looking to be like Tyler Peak. I was trying to mix up Zach Peak, Tyler, all sorts of names. Zach Peak might not be able to go through 5 at the pitch count he's working with right now. Next pitch. Just misses high, barely higher than those 3 called strikes he got against Jacob Hayward. Because again, Peak ran into tons of trouble when it came to just an inflated pitch count in his previous 2 starts, only 4 innings total. Here's the 1-2. Misses away, slider. Count goes to 2-2. Could really use the put-down pitch right here to pick up the 2nd out after the leadoff single. Because again, Peak used 61 pitches in his first start against Akron, 67 pitches in his 2nd start. And again, both of them were just 4-inning outings. Here's the 2-2. Curveball, bounced foul into the Baysox dugout. A couple of bodies just shimmy out of the way as that one rolled slowly enough toward them. But the count stays even. This next pitch will be the 7th of the plate appearance. Runner at first, 1 away, already 12 pitches in the inning for Zach Peak. The 2-2, popped up foul behind home plate, will stick around for another. A little bit of sunshine as the sun begins to set. It's poking through the gaps in the awnings above the 2nd deck here at the Diamond. Those concrete cantilever canopies adorned with beautiful murals from local artists here in the Richmond area. Another 2-2 pitch. Misses down and away for ball 3. Fitzgerald works his way into the full count on the 8th pitch of the plate appearance. He's only 1 for 5 this season, with 2 strikeouts and 3 walks on full count pitches. See if Tostado takes off. There's 1 out. There he goes. The pitch home is ripped foul. That one was demolished, but too early on the changeup, and the count stays as the battle continues into a 10th pitch. Bowie has a couple of bodies up and playing long toss in the bullpen, but nobody throwing to a catcher yet. See if Tostado takes off again. There he goes. Another payoff. He's swung on and missed for strike 3. Throw to second is in time. The strike him out, throw him out, double play. That's the third of the day for Peak, and Roberts nabs his 4th base stealer this season. Leadoff single eliminated, and we go to the 5th here at the Diamond. It's a 1-1 game. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
If you're working in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area as a pipe fitter, pipe welder, or HVAC service technician, and you're interested in a better life, a better means to provide for yourself and your family, a way to make sure that you're earning the highest wages and the best benefits in our industry. Visit our website at steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org, and let's talk about what we can do to help change your life.
Hey, coffee lovers. Know where you'll find the world's freshest cup of coffee? Right here at Royal Farms. Because with our new brewing system, it takes less than a minute to go from selecting the kind of coffee you want to this. The freshest, most flavorful cup of coffee you can buy is at Royal Farms. So try one. It'll be love at first sip. Because it's the freshest coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
We move to the 5th inning here in Richmond. Still a 1-1 ball game. Bowie and Richmond each plating their runs in the 1st inning. The Baysox got a 2-out RBI double from Hudson Haskin. Richmond got a 1-out double from Simon Whiteman. He stole third base and scored on a wild pitch. Blake Rivera back out for his first full inning of relief. He faces Jordan Westberg in the first offering as a fastball that hits the lower inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Westberg, Gunnar Henderson, then Hudson Haskin due up in this half inning. Rivera danced the line in the 4th and kept Bowie from taking the lead as the 0-1 is fouled off left side, 0-2. He came in with runners at the corners and only 1 out, struck out Zach Watson on a borderline pitch away, and got Adam Hall to ground into a slow 5-3 putout, back-ended by an excellent play at third base from Tyler Fitzgerald. Here's the 0-2. Check swing, pitch in the dirt away. They appeal. Well, no, the home plate umpire does not grant the appeal, so it's just called for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. That's one of the things that I think most people don't always catch, is that the home plate umpire actually has to grant the appeal. Catcher can ask for it, but if the home plate umpire doesn't allow it, then no, that's it. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outer edge. Westberg hangs his head as he just backs out of the batting circle quickly. Again, we have seen a wide zone today. This one may be a little bit wider than we've seen this series. It has been relatively wide all series, if we're being honest. That's the second strikeout for Blake Rivera, 5th overall for Richmond pitching. Here's Gunnar Henderson. He's reached twice today. First pitch to the left-hander is a fastball that comes in too low, and it's 1-0 to start. Henderson walked and scored Bowie's only run in the 3rd inning. He walked twice in yesterday's game and drove in Bowie's only run in that one, 1-0. Misses down. Count goes to 2-0. And Henderson has been an on-base machine for the Baysox over the last couple of days. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled off on a line into the Baysox dugout. That one sent Zach Watson reeling. Same with assistant athletic trainer Lindsey Birchfield. Well, that's Antonio Velez, too. Oh, goodness. You just saw piles of hair flying everywhere between Lindsey and then Antonio Velez. They just all went flipping to avoid it. The 2-1 pitch misses high, and the count goes to 3-1 here on Henderson. I'm just having fun. Everyone's okay. But Henderson's on-base percentage this season, an incredible .420. That's nearly 70 points higher than what it was last season. The 3-1 misses high, ball 4. He flips the bat hard back to the dugout and will gladly take the free pass as Henderson has reached for the 3rd time today. Just what excellent plate discipline that Bowie has been receiving from Gunnar Henderson so far this year. I've been bringing this up a couple of times over the last few days simply because it's just such an incredible stat, but Henderson is up there in the Eastern League in just total pitches seen. Andrew Dashbach leads the league. He's not in the game today, so that lead might take a hit. But he leads the league with 366 pitches seen. Here's Hudson Haskin. First pitch is a tailing fastball too far in. And the count starts out at 1-0 on the right-hander, who's also reached twice today. Walked in the first, doubled in a run in the third. Runner at first, one away here in the top of the 5th. Pickoff throw back to first, no tag. Baysox and Squirrels tied at 1. But while Dashbach does lead the Eastern League in total pitches seen, Gunnar Henderson is 6th. Jordan Westberg is 7th. And the Baysox have played one fewer game than the rest of the league. Here's the 1-0. Called a strike, lower inside corner on Haskin. The count evens at a ball and a strike. You look at the numbers. Henderson averages just a little bit over 4 pitches per plate appearance, while Westberg is just barely a tick under 4 pitches, 3.9. Here's the 1-1. This one bounced over to third, could be 2, smothered in at the wrist by Tyler Fitzgerald. He turns to second, but the throw to first is late. That one just a slight bobble fight by Fitzgerald, and the transfer from Whiteman at second might have gotten hung up. Whatever the case, Haskin beats it out on the fielder's choice. The lead runner, Henderson, retired 5-4. There's 2 gone. So Haskin at first base. Now here's Cody Roberts. Baysox do have Connor Loprich warming in their bullpen right now, so it could be the day for Zach Peak. He'd taken no decision after 4 innings of 1-run ball. Here's the first pitch to Roberts. Fastball hits the zone top half. It's 0-1. Roberts 0 for 2 on a pair of flyouts, 1 to right field, 1 to center field. Haskin a very short lead off of first. I'm more surprised Henderson has not attempted a stolen base this season. Or at least this game, I mean. Here's the 0-1. Called a strike, top half, 0-2. Now, this season, he's doing fine. Perfect 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts. But this game, I'm surprised he hasn't. He's been at first base now 3 times. Has not attempted one. Here's the 0-2. Roberts watches a called strike 3. He's down on 3 pitches, and the inning is over. Bowie gets another couple of base runners. They strand 1. And as we're halfway home here at the Diamond, it's Bowie 1, Richmond 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sunday, May 22nd, it's a fiesta at Prince George's Stadium. For the first time this season, the Baysox will transform into El Congrejos Fantasmas de Chesapeake and face off against Los Perros Calientes de Akron as part of Minor League Baseball's Copa de la Diversión. It'll be a Latin fiesta celebration all afternoon around the ballpark, all presented by Chesapeake Employers Insurance. Get your tickets today at 301-464-4865 and online at baysox.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
We're on to the bottom of the fifth here at the Diamond, a 1-1 ball game. Bowie and Richmond trying to see who will take Game 5. If Richmond does, they win the series. If Bowie does, they'll have a chance to tie tomorrow. New pitcher on the mound for the Baysox as Zach Peak calls it a day after 4 innings. Connor Loprich, first pitch to Shane Matheny, is bounced foul toward the Richmond dugout. It's 0-1. The line final on Zach Peak. It's a no decision in a tie ball game. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 3, walked 1 batter, didn't give up any home runs. Wind pushing out to left field as the 0-1 to the lefty Matheny misses down a breaking ball. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Loprich comes in for his 4th appearance of the season. All of them have been in relief of Peak in some capacity. 6'3", 215-pound right-hander. Next pitch, roped over toward first, picked on a couple of bounces near the line by Mundy. He flips the Loprich covering, and it's there in time. Toss was a little high, but Loprich picked it at the chin, and there's 1 gone on the 3-1 putout. Excellent range and reaction time there from J.D. Mundy at first. Loprich comes in for his 4th appearance of the year. In 6 1/3 innings, he's given up 4 home runs, including a career-high 3 in his first outing of the year, his Double-A debut in Binghamton. Here's Rob Emery. First pitch to the catcher is fouled off, too far ahead of the curve. Count opens at 0-1. Loprich gave up 6 earned runs in his first outing in an inning and a third, then 5 earned runs against Akron in the opener of that series. Here's the 0-1. Slider misses down and away, and the count evens at a ball and a strike on Rob Emery, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. But Loprich rebounded and pitched excellently in the finale on Sunday against the Ducks. 3 innings of scoreless ball. Next pitch, curveball hits the zone for a strike on the inner half, and it's 1-2. Bases empty, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, a tie ball game. The 1-2 pitch to Emery. This one rolled over toward third, picked in fair territory on the backhand by Ortiz, and he zips it to first in time. That one on a dime to J.D. Mundy. Didn't have to stretch, pulled it in at the chest. It was a beauty. Joey Ortiz. Incredible defense continues for the young right-hander. Now with 2 outs, here's Simon Whiteman. He takes his time to step in. Whiteman scored the only run of the game for Richmond. As the first pitch comes in, it misses down and away. Count opens at 1-0. And Whiteman doubled with 1 out against Peak. That was only the 2nd hit of the season for Whiteman, this being his 8th game. Here's the 1-0. He ropes it to left field. Fontana read it a little bit late. He has to run in after hesitating, and he makes the bucket catch about the knees. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Connor Loprich, a quick and efficient one on just 9 pitches. We go to the 6th here at the Diamond. We're tied. Bowie 1, Richmond 1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed lays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
It's not baseball season without fireworks, and you can always count on the biggest and best at Prince George's Stadium. There's no better way to cap off a fun evening at the ballpark than a spectacular fireworks show. And the Baysox have got you covered this season with 16 different shows to choose from. So get your tickets now at Baysox.com. There's plenty to catch in the month of May with fireworks every home Saturday. Hope to see you there.
Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
Series wraps up tomorrow here from the Diamond at 1:05. Garrett Stallings set to start for the Baysox, his second start of this series. We're tied at 1. First pitch to Joey Ortiz here as we move to the 6th, is rolled over slowly to third, picked in on the run by Fitzgerald, and he rips it to first in time for a quick 5-3 putout. So Ortiz goes down on the first pitch, and he's 0 for 3 on the day. Good start to the inning for Blake Rivera, his second full inning of relief of Matt Frisbee. Here's J.D. Mundy, drew a key walk in the 4th inning, really applied the pressure and helped knock Frisbee out of the game, but he was left stranded at third base after a 1-out single by Shane Fontana pushed him to third. Here's the first pitch. Lefty Mundy watches inside. Count starts at 1-0. Sun's starting to set just a little bit here at the Diamond, but still plenty of sunshine. The lights are on, but they're not carrying much of the load just yet. Here's the 1-0. Mundy watches breaking ball called for strike on the inner edge, and it's 1-1. In all fairness, perhaps one of the better days we've gotten out of the series, even though it was cloudy for most of the afternoon. 1-1. Called a strike, outer edge. Count goes to 1-2. The day game was a little tough. It was nice weather, but when you start a game at 11 and it carries over to 1, the sun beats down on you more so than these early evening games. The 1-2. High bouncer, Baltimore chop over to the right side, picked by the second baseman Simon Whiteman. He was able to wait on it easily. He moves it over to first base in time for the 4-3 putout. There's 2 gone. And then the last couple of days, they have been a little. The sun has been out, and we haven't had any sort of issues with clouds, but it's just been breezy, almost too gusty, if you want to get more technical with it. But now we've got a much more calmer day with the winds pushing out instead of in. First pitch to Shane Fontana is fouled off right side. It's 0-1. Fontana already riding a 2-hit day, his third multi-hit game of the season. He's got a pair of singles, got to second base in the 4th on a passed ball, but was left there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Slider misses down and in. Count goes even at a ball and a strike. The Baysox have already left 6 men on base today after leaving 8 on last night and a season's high 13 on the previous night. Here's the 1-1. Roped over to the right side. Fontana's got a 3-hit day as that one touches down toward the gap, and it's cut off by Jacob Hayward. Second 3-hit day of the season for Shane Fontana, and he is really climbing back up into it. I said it, at his current pace, he's already looking at a better on-base percentage than last year. And when you consider how slow of a start it was for him this season, I think he started 0 for 14. That number is even more impressive. That might knock Blake Rivera out of the game as well, as Dennis Pelfrey is out of the dugout and immediately retrieves the ball from Blake Rivera. So a runner at first with 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning, a tie ball game. Richmond will bring in a new pitcher. We'll tell you about him after this. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Hey Baysox fans, On the Green Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Baysox and is celebrating 25 years of providing custom lawn care and pest control programs with guaranteed results for residential and commercial lawns. Mention this ad and receive a discount on your first lawn care or pest control service. Enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Inc. Visit our website at onthegreeninc.com or call 410-695-0444. Let's go Baysox and On the Green Inc., your lawn care team.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
New pitcher on the mound for Richmond as we continue with the top of the 6th inning. Matt Sabatis with you from the Diamond. Bowie has a runner at first base with 2 outs in this 1-1 ball game, and the Squirrels go to their second arm out of the bullpen. Ryan Walker is the new pitcher on the mound, his second appearance in this series, and he replaces Blake Rivera. Rivera could very well become a winning pitcher. It all depends on how things go. Well, actually, no, he is taking a no decision in this tie game. So Rivera takes the no decision as Walker will face off against Zach Watson. Rivera's line at the moment unchanged. To be let me rephrase. Let me start over. Rivera could take the loss. He's at the no decision right now. It depends on how the runner at first does. In steps Zach Watson, who struck out looking twice. First pitch home, Fontana takes off, and it's bounced off the mound to the right side into center field for a base hit. Fontana doesn't stop at second, and he goes to third. A key single there for Zach Watson, and the Baysox have a go-ahead run 90 feet away. That was the perfect outcome for Bowie. Simon Whiteman, the second baseman, had sprinted to second base to cover the bag should the throw come in, while Fontana tried to steal. But after the ball bounced off of the pitcher's mound, it went to where Whiteman was before he started to cover the bag. So Fontana was able to go all the way to third after the ball slipped past Whiteman. So Watson breaks a 2-game hitless skid, and he's aboard. Here's Adam Hall. First pitch, bounced slowly over towards short. Charging and gloving is the shortstop. He sidearms the long way to first, and he gets it there in time. The Baysox strand another pair, including one more in scoring position. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th here at the Diamond, Bowie and Richmond are still tied. It's 1-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
It takes time to get rich, flavorful coffee beans from the lush mountain regions of Colombia and Brazil to Royal Farms. But less than a minute to get yourself a delicious hot cup of the finest and freshest coffee in the world. Because Royal Farms' new Swiss-made coffee machines grind those rich, flavorful coffee beans and brew them one magnificent cup at a time. It's why Royal Farms makes the freshest and best coffee in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
A birthday bash with the Baysox is the best time at the ballpark. Bring your friends and family out to celebrate and be the star of the show. Dance on the dugout with Louie, play games in the stadium, introduce a batter in the game, and you'll even get to have the stadium sing for you. Baysox birthday parties, an unforgettable, one-of-a-kind experience at Prince George's Stadium. Book yours by calling 301-464-4880 or at baysox.com.
Are you interested in beginning or expanding on a career in the pipe fitting, pipe welding, or HVAC service industry? Are you interested in a career path that will set you up for life without experiencing any college debt? If you are interested in these things and you live in the DC area, the Steamfitters UA Local 602 Apprenticeship Program is the best choice for you. For more information about our apprenticeship program and how to apply, please visit steamfitters-602.org. That's steamfitters-602.org.
We're on to the bottom of the 6th here in Richmond. Still a tie game at 1 apiece. Connor Loprich back to work for Bowie, and he faces the top of the Squirrels lineup, opening with Michael Gigliotti. First pitch. Called a strike on a fastball. Hits the lower outside corner. It's 0-1. Richmond's leadoff man today has gone 0 for 2. Grounded out and flew out. Here's the 0-1. Check swing, called a strike, top half of the zone anyway. It's 0-2. Again, Richmond, the main story this series has been the absence of Brett Arbach, their usual leadoff man, and the super utility defensive player, the 0-2. Lined out toward left center field and falling in for a base hit. In front of Shane Fontana, he takes it on one bounce, and Gigliotti picks up his first hit of the day. What I was going to say, I was thinking about it, and I was about to say it before that hit. Gigliotti has actually struggled when opening innings this year, and it's been such a tough sell for Richmond to set the lineup with Arbach out, because Gigliotti, before that hit, was only 4 for 16 opening up an inning this year. But now he's picked up his 5th hit to open an inning this season, and he represents a go-ahead run on base with nobody out. You're in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Will Wilson. He's reached twice today. First pitch, right-hander watches the curveball, call it for strike 1 on the inside edge, 0-1 to open. Again, Connor Loprich had 2 tough openings to his Double-A career. Gave up a career-high 3 home runs in his debut. As the 0-1 comes in, checked on, back pick over to first, tag not in time, pitch was away, count evens at a ball and a strike. Lopridge gave up career-high 3 home runs and 6 earned in his debut, then 5 earned with 1 home run in his second appearance, but then 3 scoreless in his most recent appearance. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball misses down and away again, and the count goes to 2-1. And the numbers do say that Lopridge did have a bit of trouble with the home run last season, 11 in 2021. But it's good to see he's settling in now. The 3-1 is lifted high and deep out to left. I might have spoken too soon as Shane Fontana backs on this one and watches it exit. 2-run home run for Will Wilson, his 5th of the season. And the Baysox are now trailing. It's 3-1. RBIs number 12 and 13 this year for Wilson. 5th home run given up by Connor Lopridge. And now he faces the league's home run leader in Sean Roby. Can't dance around him. First pitch. Roby checks his swing on a pitch down and away. They appeal. He didn't go. Count begins at 1-0. Roby is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Flew out to right field in the 1st. Here's the next. 1-0 is called a strike on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Adley Rutschman looks like he might be closing his day in Aberdeen. He's 3 for 3. Next pitch to Roby is a swinging strike. Curveball down, and it goes to 1-2. 2 doubles, a run scored, and it's just 4 innings into the game. He's 5 for 11 in his brief rehab stint with the Ironbirds. 1-2 pitch. This one crushed out to right field, but in the park. Zach Watson holds on it for a little bit to gauge and then shifts over to his left about 10 feet. He makes the play. That's only the first out of the 6th inning, and that's the trouble. As you've still got Frankie Tostado, who has hit Bowie hard this season. Already a single in today's game. He got caught stealing second base back in the 4th. First pitch. Left-hander was trying for the fences, but comes up empty on a high fastball. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Lopridge. The curveball. That's a swing and a strike. Tried to pull back on it, but he couldn't. And Tostado a little frustrated. He saw it coming, realized he had an opportunity, and second-guessed himself. But now an 0-2 count. Lopridge looks for his first strikeout. Pitch home is flown foul, left side, out of play. Count stays. Bowie trails 3-1 here now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Back-to-back one-run losses entering this game after demolishing Richmond 10-0, their largest shutout win in years. Here's another 0-2. Swinging a little reach, poked into center field for a base hit. That one off the mound, Bowie was playing Tostado heavily to pull, and it didn't work. So Tostado's got a 2-hit day. And now it goes to Jacob Hayward with runner at first and only 1 out. Tostado's 6th multi-hit game this season. As the first pitch to Hayward is fouled off back behind the screen. Count opens at 0-1. Bowie has been playing the pull on Tostado a lot this year, and I really find that to be an interesting choice when you look at the numbers. He only pulls it about 23% of the time. Here's the 0-1. This one lined out to the left center field gap, sends Fontana on the run, but he gets there, and he pulls it in at the chin. There's 2 away. Tostado, I said it, only 24% pull rate, which means when you look at it in the other direction, 76% of the time he's putting the ball in play, it's either toward the left side because he's a left-handed hitter or up the middle. And that's where both of his hits have gone today. He did pull one ball. It was a soft grounder that he was just too far ahead of to first base in the 1st. Here's Tyler Fitzgerald. First pitch is a curveball called for strike on the bottom half of the zone. It's 0-1. I'm looking back, Tostado has really not been pulling any of his base hits this series. Here's the 0-1, a swing and a strike. chase the curveball again, and the count 0-2. He has one pulled base hit that I'm seeing, 2 in the entire series. And I think he's got 8 hits all series. He's got 2 singles to right field, came in the first 2 games. The 0-2. Fouled off right side. Count stays on Fitzgerald, who's 0 for 2 on the day, struck out swinging his last time up. He flew out to straightaway center field back in the second. Bowie trails now 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner at first, 2 away. See if Tostado takes off again. He was caught stealing earlier today. Stays put. The 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Lopridge worked the curveball perfectly against Fitzgerald there. But Richmond breaks ahead on a big 2-run home run by Will Wilson, his 5th of the season. We go to the 7th here at the Diamond. Richmond takes the lead. It's 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Nitro Circus is back with an all-new tour coming to Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Fueled by new athletes, new tricks, and the craziest contraptions, the Good, Bad, and Rad Tour presented by A-Shop marries the sketchy, scary, and cringe-worthy dangers of big air action sports to the hilarious comedy of Nitro's lunatic daredevils who risk their lives to send it. Bowie, it's going down at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets as low as $35 are on sale now at Baysox.com.
When your commercial plumbing project calls for a job done safely and on time, then your job calls for the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Local 5 will always deliver the most skilled and well-trained plumbing craftsmen in the DMV. If you're a contractor who needs safe jobs done well, you need the plumbers of Local 5 Washington, D.C. Start your partnership with them today. Visit local5plumbers.org. That's local5plumbers.org.
Hey Baysox fans, if you've got a teacher or educator in your life that's meant a lot to you, or if you're one yourself, then you don't want to miss out on the Baysox Educator Appreciation Week from Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st. Teachers and educators who show a school ID at the Baysox ticket office will get 2 free tickets to a game of their choice between those days, all sponsored by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union. Again, it's Educator Appreciation Week at Prince George's Stadium, Tuesday, June 28th to Friday, July 1st.
Baysox have 18 home games coming your way in the month of May, including a 2-week set between the Hartford Yargoats and the Erie Seawolves. The only 2 times this season that either of those squads make their way down to Prince George's Stadium. Hartford, the Colorado affiliate, Erie, the Detroit affiliate. That's May 17th to the 29th. A long time to catch some baseball at Prince George's Stadium, so get your tickets now. We're on to the 7th inning here at the Diamond. Bowie now trails 3-1, and the Squirrels have made another pitching change. Ryan Walker finishes with just a third of an inning, but he's in line for the win after Richmond took the lead in the bottom of the 6th. He gave up a hit, no strikeouts, no walks, that was it. Jordan Westberg, the first batter, lines this one into right field, but right to Jacob Hayward on the screws, and he grabs it mid-stride, 1 gone. New pitcher on the mound is Frank Rubio for the Squirrels. Second appearance this series for the 5'11", 185-pound right-hander, 26 years of age, out of Miami Shores, Florida, drafted in the 29th round of the 2017 draft. He's 0-1 on the season with a 5.40 ERA, just 6 2/3 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, has not allowed a home run this year. He faces Gunnar Henderson, who's been perfect at the plate today, 1 for 1 with 2 walks, a run scored. First pitch called a strike, fastball hits the outside edge, it's 0-1. Again, Rubio makes his second appearance in this series. He came in Bowie's 10-0 blowout win. He pitched a scoreless 9th and finished out the 8th after coming in with 2 outs. Next pitch to Henderson is called a strike on the outer edge, and the count goes to 0-2. First 2-strike count all day for Henderson. The 0-2 pitch misses down. Count goes to 1-2. He singled on the first pitch he saw in the first inning, drew a 3-1 count in the 3rd before walking, and then did it again in the 5th. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off, just a piece as he came in late on the changeup there. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Baysox trail 3-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Bases empty with 1 away for Henderson. Another 1-2 pitch. Late swing, line foul into the Baysox dugout. We'll do it once more. And I said it, Henderson is one of the best candidates for Bowie. It's Henderson, Jordan Westberg, and then Andrew Dashbach as well. To run up pitch counts, extend plate appearances, stay alive in the box, and find the best possible pitch to hit. The 1-2, though, is swung on and missed for strike 3. Henderson is retired for the first time today. He did make Rubio earn it, took 6 pitches. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Frank Rubio, 7th overall for Richmond pitching. And now it goes to Hudson Haskin. Working heavily on the third base side of the rubber out of the stretch. Rubio comes set, fires the first home. Haskin chases it and pushes it over to third. Holding on it easily is Tyler Fitzgerald. He fires to first, and it's in time. 1 pitch for a 5-3 putout, and that ends the inning. We stretch here at the Diamond, but the Baysox, they trail 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
At Luminous Health, we want you to feel your best. This summer, take the time to catch up on your annual health screenings. Visit us at our Anne Arundel Medical Center, Doctors Community Medical Center, or one of our primary care offices in your neighborhood. At Luminous Health, you are the MVP. Learn more at luminoushealth.org.
Get your gear and memorabilia from your favorite Baysox players and future stars of the Baltimore Orioles at the Tackle Box Team Store. Jerseys, hats, autographed bats and balls, all at great prices. Located right at the main gate at Prince George's Stadium and online at BaysoxShop.com, the Tackle Box is the only place to get the best Baysox gear for you and your favorite fan. It's the Tackle Box at Prince George's Stadium and at BaysoxShop.com.
Nitro Circus is back with an all-new tour coming to Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Fueled by new athletes, new tricks, and the craziest contraptions, the Good, Bad, and Rad Tour presented by A-Shock marries the sketchy, scary, and cringe-worthy dangers of big air action sports to the hilarious comedy of Nitro's lunatic daredevils who risk their lives to send it. Bowie, it's going down at Prince George's Stadium on Sunday, June 5th. Tickets as low as $35 are on sale now at Baysox.com.
Bottom of the 7th here in Richmond, a 3-1 Squirrels lead. Connor Loprich is back to work for Bowie, and the first pitch fired home to Shane Matheny is a swinging strike on a low fastball. It's 0-1. Matt Sabatas with you on a very nice evening this Saturday in Richmond, but Bowie needs to get the offense going as they've only got 1 run on 6 hits. The next pitch to Matheny, he squares the bunt, pulls back as it comes inside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Bottom 3 in the lineup due for the Squirrels in this half inning against Connor Loprich. He gave up a 2-run home run in the 6th to Will Wilson. But it's Shane Matheny, Rob Emery, and Simon Whiteman here in this frame. 1-1. Lined up the third base side, but foul. That one just sliced at the last second and takes a bounce into the Baysox bullpen, so the count goes to 1-2. Matheny 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to first base in the 5th inning. He was the first batter that Loprich saw. So the second trip through the order for Connor as he kicks and delivers the 1-2. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. Pitch was in the dirt or no. Home plate umpire is saying he got a piece. Home plate umpire called off Cody Roberts as he had applied the tag. Kyle Moore is out to discuss. Jude Corey is saying, yeah, he got a piece. Kyle Moore is feverishly shaking his head. I'm not sure if I even heard anything. My best assumption on some of these scenarios are if there was even a little twitch of the bat, if you could hear that tiny little crack. But they're just saying it's a foul ball. That's unfortunate. Roberts did not hold on to it, of course. Otherwise, it still would have been a strikeout. So the count stays at 1-2, and Loprich has to try again. The pitch home. That one down and in. The count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases empty, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. In a very extended 7th inning stretch, they had a rendition of God Bless America. I think they only do that on Saturdays here. The 2-2 misses down and in to run the count full. So while Loprich probably should have started with the strikeout, he now has to deal with the full count offering. Matheny has drawn 9 walks on full counts this year. That's all of his walks. The payoff. In there for strike 3. Got him with the fastball inside. Matheny had taken a half step up the line before realizing that that one was close enough to be called. He knew his mistake just as it was rung up. Second strikeout for Connor Loprich today. 5th overall for Bowie pitching. 1 gone here as Rob Emery steps in. First pitch home. Curveball. Just misses high. That one really flinched Emery. If it just dipped a little bit more, it probably would have gone for a called strike. Here's the next. Swing and a miss. Got him with the slider away. And count evens at a ball and a strike. Bases empty, 1 out here as Loprich continues to deal. So far, though, he is in line for a loss. Bowie needs the offense to bail him out. 1-1. Roped up third, but foul. A little too much hook on that one from the right-hander Emery, and the count goes to 1-2. It's a 4-pitch offering for Connor Loprich. A 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, and a change. It's really been leaning on the curve today, just as Zach Peak was. The curve, though, is Peak's best secondary offering. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a slow roller, this time over to third. It's called by the shortstop Westberg. He gloves and sends it easily to first in time. Ortiz was there, but Westberg made the call as he was curling around on it, and Ortiz backed off. Fortunately, no change as Westberg was able to flash a bit of that leather and show why he's such an exciting prospect. There's 2 gone here. Such a good problem to have for Bowie, that you can get the power of Gunnar Henderson in as the DH on an off day and still have such excellent talent on the left side of your infield. First pitch to Simon Whiteman is fouled back to the screen. Count opens at 0-1. Bases empty, 2 outs. Whiteman is 1 for 2 on the day, scored the first of Richmond's now 3 runs after he doubled in the 3rd inning, stole third base, and scored on a wild pitch. Here's the 0-1. He squares and pushes it perfectly to the third base side. Barehanded by Loprich. Fires to first, but it's low. Gets off of the glove of Mundy. Trickles over toward foul ground, but the runner stays put. So Whiteman will take the bunt single. Surprised that one on Bowie. Joey Ortiz was not expecting it, and it was a perfect one. That's what you got to do sometimes when you're a guy like Simon Whiteman, who starts his season 2 for 20, and that includes his double today. 2 for 20, you need something to get yourself into a bit of a groove, and that's what Whiteman has here. It's his first multi-hit game of the season. Runner at first, 2 away, and the lineup turns over to Gigliotti. First pitch, runner goes. It's a called strike, but no throw. The transfer from Roberts was bobbled. Gigliotti squared as if he was to sacrifice, but pulled back. It was called a strike anyway. So now runner in scoring position, 2 outs. The 0-1 to Gigliotti. Takes it inside and near the chest there. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Gigliotti singled to lead off the 6th inning and scored the go-ahead run on Will Wilson's 2-run home run. Loprich looks back, runner at second, being held on by the shortstop. Next pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. Count goes to 2-1 on Gigliotti. Richmond getting another reliever up. It would be their 4th out of the bullpen. Tyler Schimpf They're a lot more liberal in their usage of relievers here. Here's the 2-1. Inside again. Changeup just can't place on Gigliotti. The count goes to 3-1. He's trying to hit the edge against the left-hander like that, and he's just coming up empty. Lopridge against lefties has had his struggles, but 212 whip overall. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks into today's game. The 3-1, swing and a miss. Got him to chase, that time on the fastball away. And the count fills here on Gigliotti. Doesn't have a hit this season on a full count. He struck out once, walked twice. Runner at second, 2 away. Baysox trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Lopridge trying to keep the frame scoreless. The payoff, swing and just a piece. Taps it into home plate as it trickles over toward the on-deck circle on Richmond's side. Count holds. Lopridge is getting up there, though, in the pitch count. He usually is good to come out for long relief, but this will probably be his last inning. It'll match a season-high 3 if he can finish it. The 3-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the breaking ball down, and Lopridge dances around the 2-out runner into scoring position. He struck out 3 batters as we go to the 8th inning here at the Diamond. Bowie still trails 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
If you own or operate a building or facility, or if you're a general contractor that is located or operates in the D.C. area, there is no doubt that it is important for you to have the best trained and most qualified people working for you. Members of Steamfitters UA Local 602 provide the highest level of HVAC, mechanical, and specialty piping services to the various customers we serve. For more information about the services we provide and for a list of companies you can hire, please visit steamfitters-602.org.
Baysox Youth Baseball Camps are back in 2022, and registration is open now. 3 sessions this summer led by Orioles Hall of Famer and former Rookie of the Year Al Bumbry, along with former Baysox outfielder Stephen Bumbry. Kids will take part in in-depth on-field instruction and go head-to-head in camp-wide games at Prince George's Stadium. All campers get a free Baysox hat and a ticket to a Baysox game of their choice. Space is limited, so head to BaysoxShop.com and reserve your spot at a Baysox Youth Baseball Camp today.
We're on to the 8th inning here at the Diamond as Bowie trails 3-1. The Baysox will step to the plate against another pitcher out of the bullpen for Richmond. It's their 4th reliever, Tyler Schimpf, coming on for his 2nd appearance of the series and his 6th this season. Frank Rubio's day is done. A scoreless inning with a strikeout, did not give up a base runner. He faces Cody Roberts now. Schimpf. First pitch home to the right-hander is bounced over to third. Stepping to his left twice is Tyler Fitzgerald. He gloves and fires to first cleanly. 1 gone. That's the 2nd consecutive inning that the Baysox, 3rd consecutive inning that the Baysox have gone out on just 1 pitch to open the frame. It's the 2nd time in 3 innings it's been a ground out to third as well. So Rubio will most likely get a hold out of that one. And winning pitcher today is Ryan Walker, should the score hold. He was on the mound, the pitcher of record, when Richmond put the 2-run home run on the board to take the 3-1 lead. Here's Joey Ortiz. First pitch is called a strike outside half of the zone. It's 0-1. Ortiz needs a breakout hit today. He's 0 for 3, 2 flyouts and a ground out to third. Next pitch, bounce foul, third base side, 0-2. Let's tell you about a little fella named Tyler Schimpf while we've got the chance. 6'4", 215-pound, 26-year-old righty. 13th round in the 2017 draft. He's from Sacramento. That's where the Giants' AAA team is. Here's the 0-2. Swing and just a piece. Ortiz was chasing after the curveball and really had to extend his body to make some contact and stay alive. Fortunately, he did, so the count stays. That'd be a nice reunion when Schimpf eventually gets the call up to AAA. On the year, though, he's 1-0 with a 6.75 ERA, 5 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 6 walks, 2 home runs allowed. Here's the 0-2. Misses up and away to Ortiz. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Schimpf came in on Wednesday. He did give up a home run to Bowie. It was Gunnar Henderson's 2-run home run in the 10-0 win. Here's the 1-2. He reaches for it again, Ortiz, and pokes it foul a little bit further up the third base side this time. But the count holds as Ortiz stays alive. He steps out to check his bat. Unsure if he might have cracked it on that one. But he's back into the box now as Schimpf comes set first base side out of the stretch. The 1-2, curveball in and still fouled off. Ortiz is hanging on right now. He's fouled off 6 pitches. Check that, 5. But keeps the plate appearance going as Bowie needs to get base runners and needs to score them. They've already stranded another 8 in today's game. Here's the 1-2. Bounces in. Count goes even at 2. So when you include yesterday and the day before, 2 of the most troublesome games for Bowie when it comes to hitting with runners on base, they've now stranded a combined 29 base runners. And that's just over 2+ games. 2-2 the count on Ortiz. Bases empty, 1 out. The pitch fouled off once more. Plate appearance just continues here as Bowie trails 3-1. This is a good opportunity for them, too. Drive him down quickly. See if you can get something for J.D. Mundy and Shane Fontana to work with. They've been getting on base. The 2-2. This one rolled over foul again to the third base side. That was the 8th pitch of the plate appearance. Schimpf kind of tucks that glove up against his shoulder blade on the front side, more of his clavicle. Comes set and fires the 2-2, and Ortiz punches it foul again. He's been way too early on so many of these off-speed pitches. That one was actually the fastball, but he's been so early on everything. And he's been getting them all over to third base. So the plate appearance will extend into an 11th pitch. What a battle it's been so far for Ortiz to stay alive. Another 2-2. He reaches at this one, and this one is flown foul right side this time. I think that's the first one of his balls put into play to the right side in this plate appearance. That's some carry. Got to the second deck. But the count stays, and he did crack his bat that time. Heads back to the dugout for a new piece of lumber. So he's really been just giving his wood the business right now. Yep. As he steps back in for another 2-2. The pitch home. This one popped up on the infield. Right side, running down the right fielder Hayward toward foul ground. The first baseman Roby is the one to make the catch. 12 pitches, and Tyler Schimpf works it into a pop-out into foul territory. 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. So at this moment, Bowie down to just their final 4 outs. Here's J.D. Mundy. First pitch to the left-hander is smoked foul, third base side and out of play. Count starts out at 0-1. Bases empty, 2 away. Next pitch, Mundy watches the curve, and it's called a strike on the outer edge, 0-2. J.D. drew a walk in the 4th inning. Got to third base and was left stranded. He struck out in his first at-bat and then grounded out in the 6th. That was his last time up. Schimpf looks for a cleaner PA. The 0-2 is lined up the middle, a base hit. Snuck under the glove of Schimpf on the mound, but Mundy is back on the horse. He's got hits in back-to-back games now after coming in as a pinch hitter last night and delivering. Bowie can bring the tying run to the plate now in Shane Fontana, who has 2 home runs this season. But we might get a pitching change before that, as Dennis Pelfrey is out of the dugout. That lengthy plate appearance by Joey Ortiz definitely necessitated something, and he gets the ball. Boy, Richmond just loves to throw new arms on the mound. This will be the 5th reliever of the day for the Squirrels. As we continue with the top of the 8th inning, Bowie has a runner at first base and 2 outs. They trail 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Pest Now is proud to partner with the Bowie Baysox and provide their pest control services. For all your residential and commercial pest control needs, call Pest Now. For general pest control, termite control, mosquito control, and all other pest control services, call Pest Now. You can reach us at 301-231-8300 or visit us online at www.pestnow.com.
From bug bites to burns, fevers to flu, and bruises to broken bones, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
The best way to take in a Baysox game is with a group outing at Prince George's Stadium. Everything from entertaining clients to birthday parties and even fundraising opportunities for your team, the Baysox offer plenty of options for your group at unbeatable rates with plenty of options on suites, seats, and decks around the ballpark. Your group can eat their fill and have an unforgettable time. Find out more and schedule your group outing by calling 301-464-4880 or going to Baysox.com.
New pitcher on the mound for Richmond as we continue here in the top of the 8th inning. Bowie still trails 3-1, and they've got a runner at first base with 2 outs. But a left-hander will step up, Chris Wright, to face off against the left-hander Shane Fontana. Matt Sabata is with you as Tyler Schimpf leaves the game. He's taking a no decision, but he could be tagged for a run depending on how things go. First pitch home to Shane Fontana, misses high. It's a breaking ball, and the count opens at 1-0. So at the moment, Schimpf's line, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, no runs. Could go up to 1 run. It depends. No strikeouts or walks. Fontana's riding a 3-for-3 day, all singles. Next pitch. Lefty watches a slider called for strike on the outer edge. It's 1-1. Wright, the only lefty in the bullpen for Richmond, comes in for his 6th appearance. He's without a record in a 1.35 ERA in 6 2/3 innings. 7 strikeouts, 5 walks. Here's the 1-1. Fontana checks on it, but pulls back in time as the slider tails too far down and away. The count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Fontana has stepped on all 3 bags today. Got to first in the second, to second in the fourth, and then third in the sixth, but he has not scored. The 2-1 pitch. This one popped up into shallow center on the edge of the outfield grass. The second baseman, shortstop Will Wilson. He makes the catch and ends the inning. So Wright comes in, faces 1 batter, and gets out of it. We go to the bottom of the 8th here at the Diamond as the Baysox strand their 9th base runner. Bowie trails 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
On the Green Incorporated is your lawn care team, providing professional organic-based lawn care programs for residential and commercial lawns. Our lawn care programs provide ballpark quality results. Each service is custom tailored with guaranteed results for even the toughest lawns. On the Green also offers outdoor pest control services. Mosquitoes, ants, ticks, and more. Safely and effectively control insects and enjoy the outdoors this summer with On the Green Incorporated. Go to onthegreeninc.com.
Hey kids, the Baysox Futures Club is the best way to be a fan of the Baysox, and it's completely free for kids ages 3 through 12. Futures Club members get access to special members-only events, discount ticket offers, and free gifts for just signing up. Parents, head over to Baysox.com to sign up your kids, so don't miss out on all the promotions and giveaways at Prince George's Stadium this season and next. The Baysox Futures Club. Sign up now at Baysox.com.
At DCA Imaging Systems, we provide a tenured team of office technology professionals ready to be your trusted advisors. From document creation, output devices, scanning and workflow, to document security and storage, we understand people print, not printers. Give DCA Imaging a call, 301-577-1021, or find out more about how we can help you. DCAimaging.com. DCA Imaging Systems, office technology made easy.
We're on to the bottom of the 8th here at the Diamond. Bowie still trails 3-1, and they make their second pitching change of the day. Nolan Hoffman emerges from the bullpen to replace Connor Loprich. We'll tell you about Hoffman in a little bit, but we've got to close the day for Loprich. He is the losing pitcher at the moment, unless Bowie can make a comeback. Loprich gave up 2 runs on 4 hits over 3 innings, struck out 3, did not walk anyone, and gave up a home run. It was a 2-run home run to Will Wilson. Last 2 days, the 2-run home run has spelled doom for Bowie. Happened in yesterday's game. Sean Roby's 2-run home run, the only offense for Richmond in a 2-1 loss. Will Wilson will lead it off as Nolan Hoffman, the intriguing side armor, will step to the mound, foots the rubber first base side, and delivers the first to Wilson. It's a swing and a strike on a breaking ball down, 0-1. Wilson has had a perfect day at the plate, 2 base hits including the homer. He also walked and stole third base in the 3rd inning, but got left there. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Hoffman, swing and a miss. Change up and away, and the count to 0-2. Wilson already having a tough time to start out with it. Hoffman, a 6'4", 190-pound right-hander. First overall selection in this most recent Rule 5 draft in December. Used to pitch in the Seattle system. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Wilson. Swinging a slow roller over toward third, past the diving Ortiz, picked in the outfield grass by Westberg. He throws it to first, but it's slow. A single as Westberg gave it his all. Excellent effort, but just not enough as Wilson continues his perfect day at the plate with an infield single. He's 3 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs driven in. Hoffman comes in for his 5th outing of the year. Aside from his AA debut against Richmond on the first Sunday of the year, he's been excellent. 4 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings over each of his last 3 outings. Here's Sean Roby. First pitch misses away, and the count starts out at 1-0. So they've got a community event that takes place every Saturday, and they utilize the parking lot here at the Diamond. It's kind of like a flea market, just like a community market fair kind of thing. As the 1-0 comes in, it's called a strike. I saw it on my way in. I thought about going to it, but I got to the ballpark late today, and after getting through all of my pregame preparation work, by the time I went out to look, they were all closed. The 1-1 pitch misses away to Roby. Count goes to 2-1. But, of course, the team got here a little bit earlier than I did. I took care of some of my pregame work at the hotel. And I asked if anyone had gone out. They said, yeah, Nolan Hoffman went out, bought some paintings. Where's he going to put those? Here's the 2-1. Roby fouls it off back to the screen. Count goes even at 2. I honestly don't know where he might have put them. Hopefully they weren't framed, because I do know you can purchase some paintings in which they're rolled up inside of a shipping tube. And that would be much, much easier to transport than, say, an actual framed piece of art. Roby calls for a brief time, steps back into the box. Count even at 2 with a runner at first, and nobody out. Pitch home. Pitch high, runner goes, throw to second is on line and in time. Great hold by Adam Hall as he got to the bag a little bit late, but pulled the ball out of the air, delivered by Roberts, and tagged Wilson out. Caught 2-4. That's Wilson's 2nd attempt this season, both of them in this game. And Cody Roberts has now thrown out 2 potential base stealers in this one, while he has given up 3 stolen bases. So it's a mixed bag, but it does take that leadoff runner away. It runs the count full, however, on Roby. The payoff pitch. Fouled off right side, we'll do it again. Hoffman came in to start this current scoreless streak in a very weird situation, but he worked it to the best of his ability. The 3-2 to Roby is popped up, shallow left center field. Running back on it is the shortstop Westberg. He's called off by the left fielder Fontana, who had to run in a long way. Probably something like 100 feet, but he makes the catch. And there's 2 gone. So we go back in time to the Binghamton series. It was April 14th, so at this point, almost 2 weeks ago. A little over 2 weeks ago, actually. You go back to April 14th, Tyler Birch was on the mound for the 9th inning in a game that the Baysox had already locked up. They were up by 8. As Frankie Tostado steps in, first pitch, left-hander watches breaking ball miss away for a called ball, 1-0. Birch had 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, but he opened a cut on one of his knuckles, and it could not stop bleeding, even after the athletic trainers attended to it, and the umpires would not let him stay in the game. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and away. The count evens at 1 on Tostado, who's 2 for 3 on the day, a pair of singles, has not gotten past first base. Bowie trails 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases empty, 2 outs. The 1-1 from Hoffman. Swing and a miss. Same high fastball there. The count 1-2. So Hoffman had to come in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning because they couldn't get Birch's finger to stop bleeding, so he had to depart. Hoffman came in, got the quick out, and ended the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Flared out toward left field, up the line, running Fontana, closes the gap, and with a hop makes the play in foul territory. Excellent speed displayed by Shane Fontana for the last 2 putouts. And Nolan Hoffman faces the minimum even after giving up a leadoff single. We go to the 9th here in Richmond. Bowie needs to get it going. They trail 3-1. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Be sure to get to the ballpark on Friday, June 17th for a jam-packed night of promotions and fun at Prince George's Stadium. It all starts with fireworks presented by DCA Imaging Systems. It's our mother and son night out with special ticket packages available at BaysoxShop.com. And most importantly, it's the Scouts BSA Campout. When you purchase a special ticket, you and your scout can camp out in the outfield at Prince George's Stadium after the game. It all happens on Friday, June 17th, so find out more and get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Baseball is a game of specialists. Base stealers, closers, cleanup hitters. Together, they help their team stand out from the rest. Specialists also help set Chesapeake Employers Insurance apart from other workers' compensation insurance companies. Our health services team includes orthopedic surgeons, nurse case managers, a physical therapist, and more, all to get your employee back to work, contain costs, and keep premiums down. That's teamwork. To learn more, connect with your agent or visit Chesapeake Employers at CEIWC.com.
We're on to the 9th inning here at the Diamond. Bowie again down to their last 3 outs, trailing in a close game. Last 2 nights it's been by 1 run. Tonight they trail by 2 runs, and they send 9-1-2 to the plate to try and at least tie this one up. Right now Kyle Moore is having a conversation with the home plate umpire about something. I'm not sure what it is. There's no pinch hitter coming up. It's still Zach Watson, the number 9 batter. And Adam Hall, the leadoff man, is on deck, so I'm not positive as to what this is. Whatever the case, Watson digs in. It's still left-hander Chris Wright. Looks like there are a couple of defensive changes. We might have to update you in a second. First pitch to Zach Watson is lined foul right side. Count starts out at 0-1. Watson singled his last time up in the 6th inning, was left stranded. Here's the next pitch. Misses high. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Richmond could very well stick with the lefty for the rest of the night, as Wright is a perfect 2 for 2 in saves, including one in this series. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chases the fastball there, and the count goes to 1-2. But Zach Watson has hit the lefties well this season, a 6 for 13 mark. Adam Hall on deck is 6 for 12. Jordan Westberg has been the bugaboo. He's only 2 for 12. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Misses high. Count goes even at 2 here on Watson. Yeah, there are a bunch of changes that they just tossed in, and Kyle Moore was getting updated on a lot of them. Oh, goodness. We'll be here for a second to update you on them, as I've got to follow them myself. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Watson chases on the high heat, and there's one gone. Bowie down to their final 2. So Tyler Fitzgerald is at shortstop now, replacing Will Wilson. Franklin Labor is in left field, replacing Frankie Tostado. As Adam Hall digs in, that's only half of the changes. First pitch to Adam Hall is called a strike on the inside edge. It's 0-1. Hall riding an 0 for 4 day. That's a rarity for him. Hasn't gotten it out of the infield. Frankie Tostado is now at first base, replacing Sean Roby. Here's the next pitch. Misses high. And the count evens at a ball and a strike on Adam Hall. And then lastly, Sean Roby is at third base, replacing Fitzgerald. Here's the next. Lined out toward right field, but foul. This one hanging up for a little bit. Running back on it, Tostado, and he leaps backwards to make the catch. That one was full extension to bring it down. Nothing going Bowie's way right now. They're down to their final out on that pop out to first in foul territory. And in steps Jordan Westberg. Yeah, so the only real change is that Will Wilson has been removed from the defense, and they've shuffled around 2 other infielders and an outfielder to replace. First pitch to Jordan Westberg is called a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Westberg is 0 for 4 on the day, lined out to right field his last time up. Bowie in danger of dropping their 3rd consecutive game. Here's the 0-1. Misses down and away. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Again, Westberg has had his problems with the left-handed pitchers this season. A 2 for 12 average. 5 strikeouts against only 3 walks. Here's the 1-1. Misses high, a ball. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Westberg. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Bowie trails 3-1, however. If the Baysox fall today, it would tie the season's long losing streak at 3 consecutive games. The 2-1. Lined over to third, grabbed by Roby. Game over. Westberg finishes the day 0 for 5, as does Adam Hall, and the Baysox score only 1 run for the 2nd consecutive night as they drop their 3rd consecutive. We'll step aside and we'll get started with Baysox postgame in just a little bit. You're listening to Baysox Baseball.
Sky Shooter Displays by ZY Pyrotechnics will be lighting up the sky with top-of-the-line fireworks shows following Baysox games all season long. We will give you the best bang for your buck. Sky Shooter Displays include traditional shows, true pyro musicals, custom choreographed plays, and much more. The night sky is truly limitless, so don't be shy. Give ZY a try. Find out more by calling us at 570-328-1361 or visit us online, zypyrotechnics.com.
Get the best deals at Prince George's Stadium with weekly promotions all season. Tuesdays are Military Appreciation Night. Purchase a box seat at the ticket office with a proof of service, and you'll only pay half price. Bring along your furry friend on Woof Wednesday, and it's the best happy hour around every Thursday from 5 to 6:30. $2 Bud and Bud Light drafts with other beer specials throughout the year, and live music to get your night started. It's always a great time at the ballpark, so get your tickets now at Baysox.com.
Most people don't know what a steam fitter is. More importantly, what we do and how much it impacts you. Just take a moment to think about what your world would look like if you didn't have the ability to generate electricity, to have heating or air conditioning, microchip production, internet service, web-based storage, cellular service, and frozen or refrigerated produce. Could you imagine? And these are just some of the things that we impact. Please visit steamfitters-602.org and let's talk about how we can bring value to you.
It's now time for the Bowie Baysox post-game show. Let's head back to the ballpark with Matt Savanas.
Well, a tough finish tonight as we get rolling with Baysox postgame. Bowie drops their third consecutive game, matching a seasons-long losing streak. Today's final 3-1 as the Baysox nearly matched Richmond for hits again, but once again, they left too many on base. We're going to try something new for today's Baysox postgame, hopefully something that we can carry over for the remainder of the season, and see if we can get you some highlights to go along with the recap of tonight's game. So we go back in time all the way to 6:06 p.m. when the first pitch came home from Matt Frisbee to Adam Hall. The Baysox got a couple of base runners aboard in that frame, but they stranded both of them in the bottom of the second. They had or at the top of the second rather, they did make a couple of big chances, but still could not get anyone across after getting a two-out single from Shane Fontana. Frisbee struck out two in the frame. Bowie turned to Zach Peak for the start, his fourth of the season. After Richmond did get a leadoff or a one-out runner with a single in the first inning, Peak worked around it. And then in the second, he worked well thanks to a little bit of help from the defense for a perfect frame.
Lined over towards second, leaping grab on a bounce by Westberg. He fires to first. It takes a couple of hops, but it's in time. Great scoop by J.D. Mundy and an excellent 6-3 putout for the Baysox to finish this second inning.
It was a perfect second inning for Zach Peak, thanks to that play between Jordan Westberg and J.D. Mundy. After that, though, as things continued into the bottom of the fourth inning, Bowie was able to take the lead at one point, thanks to an RBI double from Hudson Haskin. Well, we'll see where we can find that one, as it looks like we're having a little bit of trouble pulling it up. Yeah, here it is. So Haskin came to the plate with two outs. Gunnar Henderson had drawn a walk, and then Haskin, he really stepped up.
Wednesday that the Squirrels did not score in the first inning. Here's the 2-2. Curveball lined over to left field, a base hit, rolls toward the corner. Henderson goes first to third. Does he get the green light home? He does. It's dug out by Tostado, sent to the infield. The throw comes late, and the Baysox take the lead. Two-out RBI double for Hudson Haskin, and Bowie has the early 1-0 advantage. Their first lead since the 10-0 win on Wednesday.
Yeah, the Baysox had been trailing in every inning, or at least tied in every inning, since the 10-0 winner, so it was very tough for Bowie to swallow that one. Then into the bottom of the third, with Zach Peak still on the mound, he gave up a double to Simon Whiteman. It was Whiteman's only second base hit of the season. Whiteman then stole third, and the curveball for Zach Peak just was not hitting.
Here's the first pitch to Roby. Misses down off of Roberts over to the left side. The run scores. Curveball missed him. Wyman scores the tying run on a wild pitch. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position.
Peak would strand that go-ahead runner, fortunately. And as Will Wilson did steal third base, Peak would get a strikeout to finish it. In the top of the fourth, Bowie threatened with two aboard and only one out, including one at third base, but it's been the continuing trend for the Baysox lately that they've left runners on, and it happened again tonight.
Here's the 1-0. Slow bouncer over to the left side. There might be no play. It's picked on the infield grass at third by Fitzgerald, and he rips it to first in time. What a stellar throw by Fitzgerald to end the Baysox threat. Bowie puts two more into scoring position, and they strand both of them.
Baysox would finish with 8 total left on base. We'll give you the final line in just a little bit. As the game moved to the bottom of the fourth, Zach Peak found himself in a little bit more trouble after a leadoff single by Frankie Tostado, but he bounced back thanks to, well, his own work and then, of course, a little bit of help from Cody Roberts behind the dish.
See if Tostado takes off again. There he goes. Another payoff is swung on and missed for strike 3. Throw to second is in time. The strike him out, throw him out, double play. That's the third of the day for Peak, and Roberts nabs his 4th base stealer this season.
So that kept the game tied as things moved on into the 5th, in which both teams were into their bullpen at that point. Zach Peak would finish 4 innings, give up 3 hits and a run it was earned. Struck out 3 and walked 1. Connor Loprich would take over for Bowie, but it would be the Baysox threatening again against Blake Rivera, the first hurler out of the pen. They put 2 runners aboard in the 6th. Rivera was replaced by Ryan Walker, who came up with runners at the corners and 2 outs.
So Watson breaks a 2-game hitless skid, and he's aboard. Here's Adam Hall. First pitch, bounced slowly over toward short. Charging and gloving as the shortstop. He sidearms the long way to first, and he gets it there in time. The Baysox strand another pair, including one more in scoring position. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, here at the Diamond,
it was tied 1-1. It wouldn't be tied 1-1 for too much longer as Connor Loprich took the mound in the bottom of the 6th, gave up a leadoff single to Michael Gigliotti, and then Will Wilson stepped to the plate.
But it's good to see he's settling in now. The 3-1 is lifted high and deep out to left. I might have spoken too soon as Shane Fontana backs on this one and watches it exit. 2-run home run for Will Wilson, his 5th of the season. And the Baysox are now trailing. It's 3-1.
That would turn out to be the final score. Fortunately, though, for Loprich, he didn't let it affect him too much as he would come back out for the 7th inning. Did give up a 2-out bunt single, but did this.
It'll match a season-high 3 if he can finish it. The 3-2 swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the breaking ball down, and Loprich dances around the 2-out runner into scoring position.
Unfortunately, though, Loprich will be the losing pitcher in today's game as we look at our final line score. Bowie scores 1 run on 7 hits with no errors. They stranded 8 more on base. They've stranded 29 total runners just over their last 3 games. Richmond scores 3 runs on 8 hits with no errors. The Squirrels left on 4. Winning pitcher tonight is Ryan Walker for Richmond. He picks up his 5th and 2nd this series. He's 5-0. Connor Loprich takes the loss. He falls to 0-1, and Chris Wright earns the save. It's his 3rd here in 2022. Game was played in 2 hours and 23 minutes here at the Diamond in front of a paid attendance of 8,529. An excellent turnout, enjoying the fireworks now in straightaway center field. With the loss, Bowie falls under 500 for the first time in quite some time. They're now 9-10 on the year, and they've matched a seasons-long 3-game losing streak. The last time the Baysox were under 500 was just the 5th game of the season after they had climbed back to a 4-3 win over Binghamton to move to 2-3. They won the next 2 against Binghamton to move to 4-3, and they have not been under 500 since until today. The Baysox are now 5-5 on the road. With the win, Richmond moves to 12-8 on the year, a 3-game winning streak for the Squirrels. They're now 8-3 when playing in front of the home crowd here at the Diamond. 2 sides meet again tomorrow for a 1:05 first pitch for the finale. Richmond has won the series with today's final. The Baysox will try and salvage a 2nd game. It'll be Garrett Stallings to go for Bowie tomorrow with Jake Dahlberg going for Richmond. We'll tell you more about the starting pitching matchup when we come back. You're listening to Baysox Postgame.
Everyone deserves a great smile, and Rad Orthodontics is here to help you, Bowie Baysox fans. Rad Orthodontics accepts most insurance, and whether it's braces or Invisalign aligners, anyone can get the smile they've always wanted with our flexible payment options. With 2 of the country's leading orthodontists right here in the D.C. area, we love to see Baysox fans smile with confidence. So get that amazing smile you deserve. Visit radsmile.com today and book your free consult. That's radsmile.com for Rad Orthodontics, official smile provider of the Bowie Baysox.
Come celebrate Mother's Day with the Baysox on Sunday, May 8th as they take on the Washington Nationals affiliate, the Harrisburg Senators. Have a lovely afternoon with Mom at the ballpark and cap it off by having a catch in the outfield after the game. It's a 1:05 first pitch for Mother's Day at Prince George's Stadium, and special ticket packages are available but limited, so get yours now at 301-464-4865 or at baysox.com.
From sprains to stitches, sore throats to stomach aches, and pulled muscles to poison ivy, care is around the corner at Patient First. Walk in to see a doctor from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the year. X-rays, lab tests, and prescription drugs are on site, and most major insurance plans are accepted. For routine illnesses and injuries, Patient First is here for you. Patient First, the name fits.
Patient First, proud partner of the Bowie Baysox, open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day.
Back one final time here on Baysox postgame as Bowie drops their third straight to Richmond. 3-1 the final tonight. Take this opportunity to cruise around the Eastern League, see how the rest of the circuit is doing, as well as the Orioles organization as a whole. But in the AA ranks, 3 games final now, 3 games still in action, including Bowie, Hartford, and Harrisburg have wrapped up. Fortunately, the Baysox will not lose any ground in the standings as Hartford comes away with the victory. They fell behind early. Actually, no, they took an early lead and it was tied 1-1 for quite a while. And then Hartford used individual runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to pick up the 4-2 win. Erie had a day game with Binghamton, and they've now won their series with the Rumble Ponies. They've taken 4 of the 5, thanks to a 3-1 win earlier today. Chance Kirby pitched excellent. He gave up only 1 run in 6 innings. Then 3 games in action right now. Portland and Somerset are back to the tight contests after Somerset had blown them out in the last 2. It's 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th at the moment up at TD Bank Ballpark. Bottom of the 7th in New Hampshire, and Reading is having a fun day offensively. They scored in each of the first 6 innings, and they lead 8-0, holding New Hampshire to just 4 hits so far. And then Akron and Altoona, identical 9-10 records so far this season, as Bowie themselves falls to 9-10. They are now in the bottom of the 6th at Canal Park. What is it? It's 4-2 Akron in that one. They had a 3-0 lead at one point, but Altoona has made a little bit of a go at things. Around the rest of the Orioles organization, the entire crew has come to a close, and the Baysox were one of 3 losses with the team. Aberdeen continues their hot start to the year, thanks in part to another home run by Connor Norby and then a couple of doubles by Adley Rutschman in his rehab. 6-4 the final for Aberdeen. They're 15-5 on the season. That should be a big boon to Bowie when a few of those Ironbirds get promoted to the Baysox. But other than that, though, Delmarva, they're continuing to struggle against Augusta. They've only won 1 game in that series, and they lost today 8-2. They had a 1-0 lead in the top of the first, but Augusta put on 2 runs in the home half and never looked back. Norfolk was shut out yet again today after being shut out last night, and they did pick up a win 2 nights before, but it has been 18 consecutive innings for the Tides without a run scored since their 6-3 win 2 nights ago. They did score 2 runs in the 9th inning, so it has been 18 exactly. But they have been outscored by 13 runs over the last 2 days. But again, the score that matters most on this broadcast is Bowie's, and they fall today 3-1 to Richmond. Again, these 2 sides are back at it tomorrow for one final time in this series. It's a 1:35 first pitch between Garrett Stallings and Jake Dahlberg, which means we go live with the DCA Imaging Systems pregame show at 1:15. The Baysox fall to 2-6 in the season series with the Squirrels. They need a big win tomorrow to try and get back into it, as they would still only be 3-6 if they can pick up the win. But again, a 1:35 first pitch for Garrett Stallings and Jake Dahlberg, a 1:15 DCA Imaging Systems pregame show as we close up shop here on Baysox Postgame. This is Matt Sabata saying thank you for stopping by. One final time, Bowie 1, Richmond 3. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Bowie Baysox Baseball. We hope you enjoyed today's game, and join us next time for another exciting broadcast coming up soon. This has been a presentation of the Bowie Baysox.